Welcome back to another episode of the Rollin' in My 5.0 podcast with KASL Customs and the Infamous Project. Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening to this fresh off the presses, the big guy has not crammed his ass down the chimney quite yet, but it's coming. So we hope you've all been good boys and girls, and you get all of those fancy car parts that you've been asking Santa for this year. And we also hope that this podcast finds you and yours very well, happy, fed, and heading into a prosperous 2026. Now, on that note, we have a special edition podcast for you this week. We have Mr. Eric Wardlaw, better known as Krusty_Notch_Fox on the Instagrams. He reached out to me and said, hey, from an avid listener's perspective, I've got some questions surrounding some episodes, some topics that you guys were discussing, some YouTube-related content. He had some questions that he wanted kind of tightened up and thought, what the hell, maybe some other people have these exact same questions. So we put it together. He comes on and from his perspective asks us these questions surrounding the podcast and everything else that Chris and I have been up to. So I'll leave it there, folks. Again, a very Merry Christmas to you. We really hope you enjoy this episode. We appreciate all of your love and support, and we'll be thinking about you and your families over the Christmas holidays. Please enjoy this episode. Dude, I got questions for you on all that stuff too. I can't wait to ask. But so, Mr. Eric, Mr. Krusty Notch Fox. I always want to say Krusty Fox Notch or Fox Notch Krusty. I don't know. I screw it up all the time. But anyway, buddy, I guess we should let the folks know kind of how this all came to be. So Eric and I were BSing back and forth on the DMs the other night. And he's like, hey, have you guys ever thought about doing some sort of a Q&A type thing? And Chris and I were thinking about doing something for Christmas, kind of like a final of the year wind up or whatever. And I don't know, we must have been tuned into the same like mental frequency or something, dude, because the fact that you were like, or I think I said to you, hey, well, do you know anybody? Do you want to do it? And you're like, yeah, I'll do it for sure. So thanks for doing this, bud.
Yeah, I was like, I'll be honored to do that. That'd be awesome. I'll be able to flex my auditing interrogation tactics that I have.
Well, my wife will be happy because she actually even brought this up, like, oh, you need to engage the listeners more, like put a post up and see if there's questions that they have that, you can talk about on future pods. And I tried it on Instagram, but our following really isn't that big on there in terms of the Rollin' in My 5.0 handle. So the fact that, that you want to do this will tick that box for her. So hopefully you got some good stuff. Or who knows, maybe you'll like stump us and be like, huh? We said that? Shit.
Yeah.
Well, the other tricky thing with our Instagram page, I mean, the 5.0 Asylum Boys have done a way better job at managing, like a community around their podcast, right? But like, Chris, you've had your pages for how long? I've had mine for how long? So it's kind of like you're going, hey, everybody, forget about all this. Let's just focus our attention here. But we're still out here too. It's kind of a disaster. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
But we're giving it a go, right? E for effort.
Well, Krusty to the rescue.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, dude, and you know how we like to bounce around on here too. So I got a pretty good feeling as you're rolling through this, whatever, the conversation is going to start happening. And then we can probably slide a couple questions back at you as we're moving and rolling here. So,
okay.
Oh, and before we start, we do have to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas because this will be, I guess, released on Monday in all realities. And we're a week away, which feels pretty surreal, right?
The big guy's coming pretty quick. You know what? I had a gal wish me a Happy New Year the other day. I'm like, hey, let's hold on, right? Like back her up. What about Christmas? Oh, right. That too. I'm like, geez.
Christmas hasn't even come yet.
Yeah.
Well, hey, our digital signage on the interstate here last night, we were driving home, and what did it say? It said Santa's Coming, have you been a good driver?
Oh,
And then,
nice.
and then the next one was something about only reindeer. Fuck, what was it? Something about like reindeer move fast, like you don't have to speed. Something like you're not a reindeer or something like that. Slow down, which is pretty good. Somebody who's behind that digital signage just got a little bit of a tech or sense of humor here.
Yeah. Well, the one that always stands out to me that I remember seeing the first time I came down to see it is move over, drive the Texas way, or drive the Texas way, move over kind of thing.
Yeah,
Right. I'm like, hell yeah. Maybe there's a lot of
yeah.
people out there need a little reminder once in a while.
The other popular one is slow down. You're already in Texas.
There you go. I like
we need
it.
we need something like that on the Memphis 240 loop, man, because it's like, and there's another stretch of road they call Autobahn Kana because people like fly on that road.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
the like 365 or whatever loop. There's a secondary loop, and yeah, people haul butt on that thing.
Gets a little nasty. Well, I'm trying to think who sent me. Oh, I know. Jeff Johnson, one owner, two tone or whatever.
Mhm.
He sent me a video the other day. Actually, I think it was like a short clip from like one of the local news stations, and it's one of those like 270-degree like dash cam views pointing, must have been like out of the tow truck or something, because it was the view was looking at like a 53-foot semi van right at the back end of it. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there's a dude that comes buzzing up the shoulder and almost slams into the back of that 53-foot van because he was trying to pass on the shoulder, like at a proper clip too, really moving, and somehow kept his mirror. I maybe lost the mirror. Like it was that close to him being a pancake.
Damn.
I know. It's he and I went back and forth a little bit on it. I was like, man, I get like how you can get worked up in traffic. This is one of my weak points. I think everybody that listens to us knows this about me now. I hate stupidity. That's kind of where it all starts, or at least how I justify a lot of this to myself. And I hate left-hand lane campers. I know we all do. But then there's a whole nother level of just like you are a menace on the road, right? Cutting people off and passing on the shoulder. I mean, come on, you know?
Yeah. Matt Calypso Coyote sent me, is another avid listener, right? And he's sends me this unit that sticks on your window. He's like, it's not a digital, sign that you can type text out, but he's like, it's pretty close, and it's a hand, and there's this little remote that you can do like hand gestures.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh yeah, that go. Mine would be like, you know, just forever set on the middle finger in most cases. But like, I'd probably give a wave here and there. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
If you could do one in the like sunshine brow of your windshield that was written in ambulance text, right? So it's all backwards. Yeah. So when you look in the rear view mirror, you wouldn't want it there all the time because you look like an asshole, right? It's kind of like the Jeep thing. If you can read this, roll me over or whatever they've got.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, if you could just flick that on, move over, right? Got to go. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric, Mr. Krusty, hit us up, brother. What are you thinking about?
All right. So I'll do one for Chris real quick. So what happened to the two deck spoilers that were at the fiberglass shop? For like episode 1 or 2, you were talking about.
I don't
like,
even remember this.
Yeah.
Molded or something.
You know what? And it's eerie that you even asked this question, because I kid you not, I called that fiberglass shop, I think 2 weeks ago, and was like, hey man, I'm assuming my spoilers are underneath a bunch of fiberglass dust and we're not going to get to making some molds of these things. And he's like, well, you actually only have one here. And yeah, the other one, you might want to get it picked up because I'm getting ready to retire. And I'm like, well, shit. Okay, I'll send shop dad over. And then I'm like thinking in my mind, right, because this is a long time ago now. What happened to the other wing? And it was actually, well, I guess that's why we're here. We're on a podcast because a little bit of a story. So the first car that I worked on when I came back from Dubai, so sort of like my first little mini build, was this black GT. Ironically enough, I just finished another black GT, and he wanted a Dutch kit. So whatever, make my way back from Dubai, finish my 2 weeks quarantine, working out a shop dad's shop. He drops off this GT, hack off the skirts, put on the Dutch kit, paint it all up, and everything's good. With the exception of that, he really, really wanted the stack style wing for the LX. And I said, listen, dude, I need you to be a little patient because I only have one other than the one that's on my strawberry car. And it's not like I'm going to be ripping the strawberry car's wing off just to make a mold. So, he was pretty understanding for about 6 months. And then he just turned into like, I don't know, this angry, entitled, you promised me one of those wings. And I'm just like, and we all know what happened during COVID. Like, the world just shut down. People didn't really want to work. The guy that was going to make the mold for me landed like this Bose speaker contract making like those, the horns that are kind of like in a speaker box.
Oh, yeah.
To like project the sound. Well, those are made out of fiberglass. So he was like making like thousands of these units for Bose or some shit. So like that was the priority. It's probably why he's retiring now because he made a mint on that shit. Yeah. And needless to say, the Dutch wings, one being the stacker one, and then the one that's the non-stack, which is even more rare. And yeah, this guy's just like, you promised, you got to sell me. Actually, I don't even think it was sell. It was like, you got to give me this wing. And he was like, started threatening, like, I'm going to like leave you bad reviews and blah, blah, blah. You need to be a man of your word. And I'm just like, dude, so now you want to be the guy that holds up the whole Dutch community of being able to possibly have this part just to fulfill your own fantasy. Like, it's not like your car isn't running and driving and like that there's no wing on the back. And he just turned into this complete asshole. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Go take it. You want it? I'll grab it. You can go pick it up at this thing and fuck off. Don't contact me again. So if he's listening, that's how it went down. And that's why there was only one wing left at the fiberglass shop. Fortunately enough, about a year later, I found another stack wing that's actually sitting in the garage here. So I guess on the flip side, maybe a different approach can be taken now. I can probably just get a 3D scan of it, and then I can probably get a mold produced maybe a little bit more easily instead of like the old fashioned, like laying glass over it and doing everything else. But that's the story of the two wings. I do not still to this day have a Dutch wing to offer, unfortunately, but hopefully one of these days.
So this reminds me of one of these scenarios that I have, not wing related, but like dropped something off and completely forgot about it until right now, as you started telling that story. I found a Turbo 400 for sale probably like 3 years ago. And I was like, man, those are getting hard to find, at least up in Canada. So I went and bought it, dropped it off at my buddy's transmission shop and said, I'm not in a real big rush to have it rebuilt, but like put it on the shelf. If you ever got a spare minute on a Friday afternoon, do a rebuild on her, right? That was 2.5, 3 years ago. I haven't heard from him, so I should probably follow up.
Yeah, I didn't know you were doing the Turbo 400 thing.
Well, actually, I had a possibility for using it at one point in time. There was a guy locally here that wanted to put an LS in it's the shitty generation of Jeep, the YJ, like the
With
square
the
headlight.
square. Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, wanted to put an LS in it. And I'm like, well, what are we going to put behind it? Right. And we were thinking Turbo 400. So anyway, this thing popped up and I was like, yeah, I know they're getting hard to find. So I just bailed on it, even though this guy hadn't committed to me or anything yet. But anyway, here I am. Never put an LS in that Jeep. And now I own a Turbo 400, I think, unless maybe my buddy sold it out from underneath me. I don't know.
All right.
Well, beer.
Yeah. Well, Gary, I got one for you because it seemed to keep coming up in episodes. So if you could go back in time and stop yourself from putting a body kit on a coupe, would you stop yourself?
No. I actually that goofy way I answered that sounds like I'm hesitating, but no, like 150% not. There was a point in time where I thought about taking it off just because. Well, for a few different reasons. One is I put it on when I was 18. And I think everyone can imagine themselves back in time when they were 18. And I'd like to think we probably take a little bit more care installing things now than we did when we were 18. It was painted by my buddy, like true blue old school painter, right? Dart hanging out of his mouth. There's cigarette ashes in it. Like, not the best paint job. It's full of dust. And I've always wanted to, like, my coupe being a Canadian car, it's got the rock guard on the bottom of the doors. Well, it's actually got the rock guard behind the rear tire too, but you can't see it because of the body kit. I've always wanted to get rid of that as well. So it crossed my mind to like take it off and redo that and almost, I guess, see if you could enjoy that time without it for a period of time, while it was all whatever under construction. But, man, like every time I think about that body kit, I can vividly remember how much time and attention I put into hunting that kit down when I was, in my late teens. And I still remember like getting the number out of the magazine, phoning them up, placing the order, doing that whole thing. And then, putting it on for the first time. Like there's some really, really vivid memories there. And then all the years of owning it as a kid. So it all kind of wraps into all of the memories I've got tied up in the car. So I quite honestly think that that's probably why I get rattled every once in a while when somebody's like, "Oh, you totally fucked that car up with that body kit." And it's like, hey, here's maybe a good correlation to me bitching earlier about traffic. You never know what somebody's going through, right? Like maybe that person camped out in the left lane, just got shitty news about their parent or whatever, right? And I always try to remind myself of that. But the same goes for this body kit. So, if you're just some random person that's never ever seen my car before, scanning through one of the social media feeds and you see my car and you go, "Oh, you wrecked it," right? I'm just like, "Oh, that kind of hits deep," right? Because of all the things I just mentioned and the memories I got tied up in it. So, no, like I kind of, and I get a kick out of it too. Like all the jokes Chris and I throw back and forth at each other with it, right? Like we're those two stupid Canadians with coupes and body kits, right? Yeah. It's our MO.
And hey, if it didn't have the kit, it'd only be worth 72.5.
Right. Yeah, we gotta work that in tonight too.
Yeah. Well, it's actually that body kit. Your car is the only one I've ever seen with that body kit. I've not seen another car with that body kit, which is weird because it was in those magazines and you thought like everybody would have been buying them, and it's the only one I've seen. Same thing with like the Dutch kits. The only ones I've ever seen were the ones that Chris, brought to Foxtoberfest that year.
Yeah,
that was the only time I've ever seen them in person. I've seen them online, but I've never seen one in person.
Yeah, that's actually like, at least from the Dutch perspective, that's a pretty good analogy of like, I guess, how tall that invisible wall is between Canada and the US, right? Like, if it's happening up here and not down there, I mean, it really falls on deaf ears. Like, things just do not. I mean, I know some of my buddies in Calgary, Alberta, that have been crazy about Mustangs as long, if not longer, than me. And because like there really truly is some really nice quality cars up here, but because everything hovers through that like southeastern corridor of the world, of the United States anyway, um, anything that was going on north of the border was just kind of like never heard of or seen or whatever, right? Um, but then the other interesting part that you bring up, Eric, like the Xenon kit is kind of a head scratcher for me too, because yeah, it was splashed all over every page of the 5.0 mags back in the day, right? And that one LX with that kind of teal purple splashy paint job and the broad with the tight buns leaning up on it, like
Yep.
that picture's welded in everybody's mind still to this day, right? But then, yeah, like every once in a while, something will pop up on Marketplace and a buddy will send it to me, but it's rare. And then, speaking of Calypso Coyote there, Matt Plavidel, he just picked up one that someone's never installed on a car.
Wow.
Yeah, Fox Body Xenon kit.
Actually, you know what? Somebody sent me a link. It was a four-banger vert the other day, and it was missing some of this kit, but I think it's the only time I've ever seen it installed on a car. I shit you not, it was that fucking Ferrari Testarossa kit from Cervini.
Oh, I had this sent to me too. Yeah.
And yeah, it
I
was on
gotta see that.
a red four banger, and it had it on it, and I was like, "Holy shit! There it is in the flesh."
Yeah. Yeah, with those you'd see advertisements for every once in a while too, right? And it makes you wonder, like, was it the whole cash for clunkers things? Like, did all this stuff just go to the landfill?
Well, the interesting thing about that Ferrari, that kit, to my understanding at least, is that I don't ever remember seeing it advertised. I just remember it being on that white with silver two-tone convertible that Cervini was advertising the spoiler or a hood, or like it wasn't about the kit, it was about a different part, but your eyes were drawn to the car because it had the, whatever you wanted, the lines, the ridges.
Yeah.
Yep.
The whole Testarossa thing. Yeah, these old foxes had a lot of different ideas thrown at them, hey? Holy Dinah.
Yeah.
Still going strong.
Yeah. Well, all right. So talking about that mint Mustang that didn't sell for what they thought.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to count. Can you guess how many times you guys said mint in episode 3?
Was that the mint episode? Were we trying to like
Yeah.
break down what
Oh,
mint is?
geez.
Yeah.
I bet it was a lot.
Yeah. I got.
Hold on. We
Okay.
got to throw a number at it before
Yeah,
it says anything.
Yeah. What's the number you're guessing?
I got to say at least 60 mints aside, so I'm going to go with 120.
Oh, I was going heavier than that. For some reason, I've got a number that starts with a 3. Like I'm in the 300s.
Y'all are super high.
I'm super high.
I counted 42 in the episode. I was going through like trying to put a tick mark for every time I heard you guys say mint.
I bet you we actually say, damn, me and Gary are both really bad for this word. I've tried to like subliminally tell myself. Fuck counted me off the charts, dude. No, like in our YouTube videos. Shit, am I?
Oh, Lewis calls us out all the time on it.
Oh, what is it? I almost got to like go through like I'm talking about something so that I can like spark the use of the word. Oh, it'll come to me, but there is a word that we say a lot, and it's
Yeah.
the two of us.
So I remember Jerry bringing this up, and maybe it is Jerry. Maybe I'm just thinking it was Lewis, because that's kind of a Lewis thing to do too. But
Ultimately,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, you say that a lot. A lot.
so here's what's funny about it. Once it was brought up to us, because yeah, like I think it was on one of my trips down to see Chris, and I came home and I was filming my video, and I like, now that I'm aware of it, right? I'm kind of like going into like some sort of rant, and I'm like, oh, stop that one, reset. Like, how can I say this without saying ultimately?
you're like,
Right?
ultimate the fuck.
Yeah.
I need the gearhead blooper reel of how many times I fucked it up with ultimately. But yeah, once you're aware of it, you're like, oh my God, I say this a lot.
Yeah. I want to say I noticed that in the episode where you're talking about like the getting that banana coupe or whatever you want to call it, the yellow coupe.
Right.
You say ultimately like I don't know how many times. I was like, man, I need to count this one too.
I know. We should turn them into drinking games. You'd be hammered 20 minutes
Actually, that's
in.
what Jerry said. Jerry's like, I can't watch. He's like, I'm gonna turn in a drinking game. He's like, I'm gonna become an alcoholic just listening to you two.
Oh shit. Yeah, it ain't easy. Ain't easy.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, this is a good one for Chris. So in one of the early episodes, you said something about like you thought T tops with the glass removed look hideous. So have you changed your mind while you're working on the Cobra and putting the T tops in it?
To be honest, so that has not changed. And in fact, now, where did this happen? I think it's when I was at Martin Brothers and we were talking about the whole like, T-top in the pace car potentially. And then Joe said something that stuck in my head and now it's sort of fucking with me. And it's the whole T-tops that are a light color. So if you've got a white car or a bright blue or a bright red, like it really distorts and messes up the roof line. Whereas on a dark car, right, the black is black, dark shadow blues, dark, you know what I mean? It's dark. And I think kind of pulls because the glass is dark, or it's like that nasty Ford tinted brown color, like the
Yeah.
factory
Oh, yeah.
sunroofs are, right? So now I'm sort of struggling with that, like knowing that this is going to be a bright red car. So like I'm constantly sort of looking at the T-top page, like trying to find, and it's like, okay, that white one doesn't look too bad. That red one, okay, actually that VLZ Stallion guy, he's actually a local to me here in Texas. He's got like a
Oh,
bunch
that
of
white
red and
GT.
yellow, and he runs the car on the track and stuff. Uh, that car, for whatever reason, pulls it off okay. So there's something. There's a formula or recipe to make T-tops look good. I'll tell you one thing 100%. When I was younger, I always wanted a T-top notch. I retract that desire on all levels now. I actually think a T-top notch doesn't, like, it just does not, it wrecks the flow of the car. It's a no-go in my opinion. Now, like, I get it why everybody wants it, and that's fine. Just to me, no bueno. Maybe, I don't know if it was like had a body kit on it, if it would pull it off okay. Like maybe a GT coupe, like Gary's car, T-top.
Ooh. Yeah.
Hmm.
I see
But
where
it'd
you're
have to
going
Maybe
with
be
that.
that.
it'd have to be like a dark color like Gary's, like a green or a black or like
I
a
think we should
midnight blue.
T-top Gary's car.
Yeah,
Oh,
just steal it from
Jesus.
them and T-top it.
Yeah, let's just call up BJ Adams. I'm sure like he'll be willing to, he'll fly in and help it make it happen.
Make it happen.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I think it is? Like, I know you and I have both tried to like explain this, and maybe some people are picking up what we're putting down, but like, I think a good analogy of this is it's like seeing that 72,500, formerly $150,000 green coupe, right? With no tinted windows
Mhm.
And now, whatever, you can appreciate it for what it is because that's how it rolled off the factory line, right? But like, if that thing was like had tinted T roofs on it and clear side windows, now it's almost like things aren't lining up in the matrix, right? You're like, something's not right here, something's goofy. Um, Another way of putting it, and this is maybe going to sound a little gay, but my wife's into makeup, so I get to talk about this a lot with her, right? Or she gets to talk to me about it. It's like 90s makeup where gals were putting like purple and blue eyeshadow on. You're like, whoa, like this is not cohesive. No one's born that way either. Like you're kind of going down the Krusty the Clown route here, right? Versus say a nice tanner color or whatever, right? Like this flows with like the cohesiveness of a skin color. Nobody's got purple or blue skin, right? It's kind of that for me, right? Like T-tops just they got to be done right. The color of the car matters and it's a flow thing, right? Like it kind of takes away from a flow. And like to Chris's point about it being on a GT or like you said, coupe with a body kit, maybe that changes it up, right? Like now the ingredients are starting to line up a little bit better, but just a standard issue like say stock T-top coupe, I can appreciate it, but yeah, it wouldn't be something I'd run at either.
It just
Yeah.
like distorts the whole roof line that I don't know, like the silhouette's broken, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. So yeah, no, T-tops in regardless, look better. So I'll stand by that as I stand by that statement about convertibles as well.
I want
Yeah.
to see a picture of you driving that red Cobra with the T roofs out and the side windows up.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Was it?
So
Yeah.
is that like the equivalent of like your shark fins up on your convertible?
Yeah. Yeah. Driving down the road in a little chilly weather with the top down, all your windows up, like idiot mode. It does, however, if you've never done it, I have, it does cut down on a lot of the noise and the wind and everything, right? It just goes right past you.
Or it'll keep your heat or your AC in too. Like it is amazing how
Yeah.
that does work.
Mm-hmm.
I've never owned a convertible or driven one, so I don't know. Never done that before.
Funny, but
Um,
that's the weird thing. Like, I was never a convertible guy ever. You know, had no desire, could appreciate them. That was it. That's where it stopped for me. And then, stumbled into one, and I'm like, oh. And I'm sure it helps having girls as daughters that I do and stuff. Like, if I had boys, they wouldn't want to drop the top down. And Dad, come on, nobody wants to see our ugly mugs, right? Put the top up. But the gals, right? They got the hair blown in the wind and whatever. It's
Yeah.
a bit of an event, a little bit of an amusement ride.
so talking about verts, Chris, how many times have you owned the Stalker vert? 'Cause it seems like you've bought and or sold it multiple times.
So it would be the original purchase from Lewis. I sold it to my friend Chuck. Me and Lewis bought it back. So it was co-owning.
That's a halfer.
So
And then we sold it on eBay. And then that's where I bought it back. And it's been mine. Technically, it was titled in my friend's name for a lot of years in Texas while I was away. But it was my car. Yeah. So what is that?
So
2
three,
buybacks, I guess. Yeah. 3 ownerships, 2
three or
buybacks.
2.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
How
Yeah, I was curious about that.
did how many owners from new was Lewis?
That's a good question, actually. Um,
'Cause it was a pretty clean car.
it was, and he got it from an old lady, if memory serves me correctly, which kind of makes me want to say it might have been an original owner car before he got it.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's the one where you met Lewis over, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good story. I think we have told it on here before, but
Yeah, you have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Lewis likes to tell that story more than me tell
Anybody
that
else.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's like how I got my car, Krusty.
Dude, okay, I was gonna ask you to tell this story tonight because you told it to me at Pitts, and I was like, "This is sick."
Yeah. So I had a great aunt that had worked for the FBI and the War Department, like at the tail end of World War II and after. And then when she retired from the FBI, like there's some other stuff that happened I can go over. But she basically retired from the FBI, started working for TVA, wanted a new car. She traded in a Ford Falcon for this Mustang. She went around a bunch of different Ford dealerships to like get prices and stuff because I have business cards from where she went to the different ones where she was trying to pricing out a Mustang, a Ford Escort, and a Ranger, I think. Um, or it just said truck, so I'm assuming it was probably a Ranger based on the price. But yeah, so she got it from Davis Ford in Fulton, Mississippi, and it looks like they ordered it for her. So it doesn't have. It's an automatic 5.0 coupe. It didn't have power door locks, power windows, um, or the power mirrors, but it had the not the premium sound with like the equalizer, but the one just below that where it had like the tape deck and all that.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like really
AC?
yeah, AC. Yep.
Would have had AC in Mississippi, hey, yeah.
Yeah, or Alabama, yeah. She lived in Red Bay, Alabama, so um but yeah, so she had that car. I remember like as a kid like seeing it all the time and being like, "Man, it's an awesome car. I want that car." Um I even asked her if I could buy it when I was like 16 and she was like, "No, it's my car." Um but I ended up getting a white Toyota Corolla because of the white Mustang because I wanted a white cool car. Um, but yeah, so she passed away, and then I went and kind of had to finagle with relatives to get the car and use the fact that like I'd done a lot of work on it for her to keep it running as like
Yeah.
a bargaining chip to get it. But luckily was she was kind of crazy, and so she kept putting seafoam fuel additive in the gas tank and kept the gas tank pretty much full all the time. So it didn't have barnacles or anything in it in the gas for
Right.
sitting for 4 years. So it sat for 4 years without running, just sat in behind her house after she passed away. And then after 4 years, they finally got around to doing the estate stuff and getting rid of everything. And that's how I ended up getting it. So I brought it home. I have a picture of it. It's like it was from like the pinstripe line up. Like that line on the coupes, that body line up.
Yeah.
It was like green with
Oh,
carpenter bee poop and stuff.
Oh,
really?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
Yeah. Outside in those types of climates just don't do them any favors at all, hey?
yeah. No, so it was parked underneath like a covered thing, but the carpenter bees are going after the wood. They're like pooping
Oh,
on it, and so
that's a shitty car.
yeah, yeah. And then the other thing that was crazy is the windows are cracked like this much. And
Oh.
luckily, the interior was like pristine when I got it. I have no
Mm.
idea how. The only thing that was wrong with the interior was the passenger side rear quarter plastic was like super faded from the sun going through the quarter window. You could like see where the sun made like a path on for like
right.
4 years on that one side. But
Wild.
um, yeah, it was mint on the inside. I was very surprised.
Yeah. That's cool though, hey, and that you could keep it in the family and I
Hmm.
mean, 2-owner car really. Well, 1-owner car, you know?
Yeah,
And she probably
but I've
never
done.
got around in it very much, so it's probably low miles.
Oh no, it
Oh,
had
she
like
drove it?
180,000 miles on it when I got it.
Oh, the old girl got down in it then. Nice.
She drove it a lot. So she would drive it from Red Bay, Alabama to Pickwick, Tennessee to go to my grandparents' house like all the time. So
Right.
I would see her a lot because my parents and I or family would go out to Pickwick all the time to see my grandparents. And at some point, she would stop by when we were there. So it was almost like once a month, at least at a minimum, I was in Pickwick on the weekend, on a random weekend. So I would see the Mustang
Right.
from like 1990 to I think it was like 2006, I think.
Yeah. Huh. Funny, yeah, because like most of us get bit by like some other dude that's like, more financially fortunate than us when we were younger, flying around in something with Flowmasters on it, right? And that's usually what like gets most of us. And yeah, for you, it was your aunt showing up
Yeah,
in a
yeah,
white auto 5.0.
yep.
Did she
Yeah,
do any mods to it?
no, none. So it was like I have done all the mods.
Right.
Right.
After I found so I did the 417 Fox radio flip thing. And
Yeah.
then the next week I got the Marty report back and said it was 1 of 13. I
Oh,
was like, oh no, what have I done? But
yeah.
but I think my aunt would be happy because she liked to go fast in that thing a lot. I
Yeah.
think she'd be happy with like some of the stuff I've done, except
Yeah.
for like maybe the spoiler and the taillights. But um,
Well,
yeah, I think
yeah.
she would want me to have fun with it.
How does Krusty work its way into the mix then?
Yeah, so whenever I brought it home, my wife saw it on the U-Haul all green and nasty looking, and she was like, "Why did you bring that crusty piece of shit home?" It sounds like that's the name of the car, Krusty. It's
Heck
sticking,
yeah.
it's staying there. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny because well, I mean, aside from the shit, which does that stuff come off very easy? I've never dealt with carpenter bee shit.
um, I got most of it off with pressure wash. It like dulled the paint like really really bad. I had to
Oh,
I had to take it to a detail place here in
buff it
Memphis
out.
to get them to like buff it out really good for me.
Right. I guess that's what you get for having pressure treated wood, feeding that to the carpenter bees, and then they're shitting their pants all over the roof of your aunt's car.
Yeah,
That's probably
and it
why it
was
was
like
green. Pressure
yeah, it
treated
was
wood green.
probably, and it was thick too, man. It was like caked on there, bad.
What year's
It
the
was like
car?
it's a 1990, so it was
So
a single stage, I
yeah, I
think.
was gonna say, yeah, if it's just enamel or whatever, then yeah, it would have gone right into that. But maybe better so that you got the single stage versus base clear, because maybe it just would have messed up that clear coat and you wouldn't have been able to polish anything.
Yeah, true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only place I found rust on it is where the radio antenna like goes into the like whatever that A pillar support thing is behind
Right.
the
Oh,
fender.
down in the post. Yeah.
Mhm.
Huh. So like nothing on the outer panel, but that inner panel got it.
Yep.
Weird. Almost like the wheel well
Yeah,
liner wasn't doing its job.
I can't like push the little rubber thing back in the hole because the hole's like way too big now.
Oh shit.
Hmm.
Yeah, that'd be a pain in the ass to. I mean, you'd have to cut one out of another car to try to replace that.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, whatever. It's behind where you can't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh
Cool, buddy.
you know, I had a friend, I don't think have you seen the license plate thing on the front where
Yeah.
it says hello, my name is Krusty? Yeah, I had a friend of mine like laser cut that out for me.
Nice.
So
That's a pretty big business these days. And that laser etching too.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Which the technology of it kind of hurts my head a bit, right? When you're thinking about how this thing doesn't like burn right through, somehow it's got some sort of depth thing on it. Actually, another one, I haven't seen these around in a while, but you ever seen that deal where you can get or take a picture to them and they'll scan it and then laser etch it into like a cube
Mhm.
and it's like a 3D photo? Man, that stuff just blows my mind. I'm like, this is like UFO shit. I don't understand how it works.
That's actually been around for a while because I remember
Yeah.
there's some guy here in Memphis that had the it's not the Mark III Supra. It's like the one from Fast and Furious, the orange
Right.
car, orange Supra.
Hmm.
He had one of those, but he had like some laser etched things like that in his headlights.
Oh, really?
They used to take to car. Yeah, and he had Lambo doors on it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Rollin.
I have pictures of it somewhere in a tub from back in the day at the
Yeah.
Agri Center here. We
Huh.
had a big car show there. So
Yeah, I've never seen anybody do that, like almost laser etch into like the chrome reflective area or whatever. That'd be kind
Mm.
of wild.
yeah, he had like somehow he had like lights in it and it would like light up and it was like little Toyota symbols
Huh.
in the headlights. So
Right. That's
Crazy.
cool. Okay, buddy, what else you got for us?
all right. Gary, so do your daughters really wear more podcast t-shirts than other shirts? Because that seems to be a topic that was like coming up.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, like quite honestly, they wear them all the time. Like it's a bit of a fashion thing for them or whatever. And funny enough, like one shirt that my youngest daughter has from my buddy, he's been on the pod, Little Merm. He's got this Calypso coupe with an LS motor in it that he does 8th mile stuff with. And it's like it's one of these like big print shirts, right? Like not subtle at all. It's a black t-shirt with like
Like
big
full print.
teal print. Yeah. She rocks that thing at least once a week. And I've seen that thing come out like consecutive days and I'm like, dude, come on. Okay? Like you can't sell that as like you didn't wear it yesterday. Everybody's going to know, right? But oh yeah, they're rocking the 50 Asylum. They all got Chris's shirts. Easily 3 out of 5 days a week, we're supporting the team for sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good. That must keep costs down for you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And my kids are hard on equipment too, right? But they take care of those ones for whatever reason. So yeah, keeps my costs low.
Yeah, my son wants like the rolling in my 5.0 logo and the Foxcast or Foxtoberfest,
Yeah.
all that. Like he's like, why don't they have shirts my size? I'm like, I don't know, buddy.
Well, I know because Brent's been selling the heck out of kids stuff lately,
Okay.
right? When he's going to these shows and stuff. And I mean, I guess if we're going to try to pass the torch on to the next generation, we should probably start thinking about this stuff too, But I guess, I don't know, we just get caught in our old gray bearded ways, right? And we're like, yeah, just make a bunch of black t-shirts for the boys, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to figure something out for the Rugrats.
Yeah, I had to whenever he was asking me about that repeatedly, I had to go make him a crusty T-shirt for him to wear. And now it's too small for him, so I got to go holler at my friend and be like, "Hey, I need another crusty shirt, but size bigger." So
Yep, they're growing. Yeah, I know because when you think about it, and we talk about this topic quite often, like how, you know, kids nowadays are wired a lot different than we were, right? Generally speaking, not really rushing to get their driver's license, and not even if they are, they don't really care what they drive as long as it's got wheels. So the fact that we've got some kids out there that are interested in the silly old cars that we are, it's like, hey, we got to fan these flames, right? Keep it alive. And if we want to keep seeing them go up in value, right, we got to get the next gen coming underneath us.
Yeah, like my son's the main reason why I put underglow in my car. It wasn't because of the asylum people. He just saw it when I was flipping through Instagram, and it was like one of the asylum things, and it was like the brewery night, and he saw all the lights. He was like, "Oh, Daddy, you gotta do that," and I'm like, "All right,
we're doing it."
Yep, we're doing it. So
yeah. Hey, do you guys know? Because my kids are always after me to turn it on if we're out in the car. And I'm like, guys, when I was a kid, it was a big ticket if you were running around with underglow on.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know what it like? Is that still a thing? I would guess it is because
I don't know, dude. Like in Texas, everyone's rolling around with the rock lights and shit on their wheels and on all their lifted trucks and stuff. So like I don't know, or maybe colors can get you in more trouble. Like obviously you don't want to be shining red forward, but like I don't know.
Flashing red and blue, and
I think that's sort of like the when we all used to put the HID style bulbs in our headlights that were like the blue, or the purple or whatever hues, and used to get the tickets for that. Now it's like every single fucking car on the road has that. So,
well, yeah, and like maybe this is interesting to kick around because I know we're older, right? So you can pretty much like chalk that reason up to maybe why I'm feeling this way now. But like, I just feel like the cops are different nowadays. Like,
well, the cops are us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, are kids still getting picked on? So, okay, let's just say, because sure, there is
if you got a squatted truck, you're getting picked on.
Yep. That's a big thing here. Like so I live in a town called Bartlett. It's outside of Memphis. And if you drive a squatted truck, ticket. Boom. Right away. Yeah.
Good.
So
yeah.
It's
a safety thing, right? Like, quite honestly. Like you can't, I don't know. Yeah.
Or are kids even modding their cars the way that we did these days? Like, what are they doing to their Teslas or to their bikes or to their fucking bus passes,
I think they are. I think the scene's just like way smaller than it was when we were kids. And maybe that's why it feels like cops are maybe not turning a blind eye, but just not like ultra focused on things like they were when we were kids. Like, for example, I'm way better now because my daily kind of forces me to do this. I was like probably up until, I hate to admit this, but like 2 years ago, I didn't wear a seatbelt, like ever. Okay. And anyway, but the daily will not stop beeping. So it's like, all right, I'll put it on. Right. And now I'm in the habit of putting it on. So everyone that wants to light me up over this, I wear my seatbelt now. But this was one of the things when I was a kid. It was like, oh shit, cop, shoulder pull, like get that belt on. Cause it was something that minute that the cops were tuning into to like hammer me with, right? Like anything that wasn't by the book, I was getting pinned for.
I think it's like things have traded off because, like, for instance, the light thing has gone away. Even the tint thing, I think, kind of varies a little bit, kind of where you're at. But generally speaking, it's like a cop should really have better things to do. And if anything, I think it's more about now people being on their phones and being like, oh, I can't see if they're like texting and driving or some shit. So now I'm going to give them a ticket for their tint because I can't see them properly. But like, I want to say the big ones for me were always no front plate, which to this day, I'm in a front plate state and I do not have them. And knock on wood, I haven't been harassed or pulled over for it. Stereos, which just seem to kind of go away. Like very rarely do you hear someone bumping some subs that's traveling, a couple cars down behind you. So like that's not a thing.
And that
The
was
blue headlight
everywhere when
thing.
we were kids.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the whole blue headlight thing, that's gone because everything's HID now. So like what else are you getting busted for? Like speeding or being a dumbass, you're still going to get busted for that, I think. Like exhaust even, like I feel like that was they wanted to get you for it or depending like emission or whatever, but now it's like listen to the new stuff that's out there. You almost don't know if what's factory versus not, especially in a cold start on something, like there's some factory loud shit out there. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Clear headlights or not headlights, but like markers.
The taillights. Yeah, the side markers.
Yeah, and taillights. Yeah. And I mean, is it? Oh, I'm trying to think of the car. It's an SUV. I want to say it's like an RDX. What is that? Acura?
Yeah. Some of the Acuras have like white side markers now.
Yeah. And or maybe it's a Lexus. Something's got like almost like the 94, 95 like SN 3-bar taillights. It's something like that on an angle, I want to say.
Oh,
Maybe
it's a
clear.
Hyundai or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks
totally
because every time I see it, I think it's a Mach-E Mustang or something. Then I get close, I'm like, oh, it's a Honda. Yeah.
And that was a thing. Like I remember when we were getting in shit for like clear front markers, way back when, what we were told was you can only have orange or clear. Like when I say clear, I mean clear light, right? So this is back in the filament days. Orange or clear up front, red or white for your backup lights out back. And then, but what was always weird for me, and this is Fox body related, I was like, well, you got like the 4-eye rear tail lights that got the orange signal light in the rear. I'm like, I thought you couldn't have orange out back. Well, no, that was just whatever. And so anyway, that was the rules that I always operated off of was orange up front, red out back. And then, but like you say, nowadays, especially with LED and those like plasma type light technology, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the cops just went like, we can't keep up anymore. Fuck it. Just let it
I
all
want
go.
to say the color of the bulb, like obviously red means brake and you need a red brake light, but the clear, like what I got on my white coupe, which would be illegal, but it wouldn't be illegal if I had some red reflective tape somewhere on the back of the car. So it was always about having something that can reflect red in the rear and similarly reflect amber in the front. So that's why like that whole Euro versus non-Euro thing, especially in the BMW world, was so prevalent because European standards didn't change the way that North American ones were. So you could get the Euro clears for your BMW headlights or whatever. Like they wouldn't have amber integrated into the bumper, like the reflectors. The bumpers would be smooth. North America put reflectors in there so that way it could comply. So it was like Europe was getting all the cool shit. We got screwed with all the tacky add-ons, if you will.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of taillights, this conversation is reminding me of something that drives me nuts. And I want to say it's on those Tucsons or something where they've got like brake lights in the normal brake light area, but there's signal lights like down low in the bumper. Have you seen this?
Super weird. Yeah.
And you're kind of like you don't even see it because you're looking for brake light and then you're waiting for the brake light to flash, but then there's this little thing down low that starts flashing. You're like, who the fuck thought of this? Stupid stuff.
So speaking of lights, I'm going to let a cat out of the bag on this one. So the other week, Travis from Classic LEDs posts up these headlights that he'd recently modded that had a projector lens and like a halo ring or something in there. And I'm like, fuck, that actually, the way that projector lens is working in like the diamond clear housing, like that's looking actually pretty good. So, I'm running through all these ideas for the Cobra in my head. And I'm like, of course, whatever, either driving or about to fall asleep. This is like when all these kind of ideas come to mind. And I'm like thinking of my Lightning headlights, the Depot brand, that have like that line in the lens that's
Yep.
just like
Yeah,
etched.
like in the center.
Speaking of like your laser etching, right? Just like 2 or 3 lines etched into the lens and just kind of, I don't know, it gives it like a classy look. So it's not just like one big smooth sheet of fucking clear plastic, right?
Left hand. Yeah.
So I'm like, man, I'm gonna reach out to Travis. I'm gonna see if get us to diamond clears and maybe we can literally etch those lines in like a Depot. And me, like a dumbass, I'm trying to find this fucking post, which I swore he put on Facebook. And I messaged
I think
Travis or whatever on that I had saved in my phone, and I didn't even look quick enough. So I end up messaging Travis from Foxlocks, and he's like, "No, dude, you're like trying to get a hold of classic LEDs, Travis." I'm like, "Oh, god damn it." He's like, "Well, I know the lights that you're talking about." So he sends me a link, and I'm like, "All right, sweet." So it was on Instagram, and I'm like, "Dude, I need something like this for the Cobra build." And he's like, "Well, that set's gone, but I've got this other set." And I shit you not, it's an old set of Depots with the lines. And I'd never seen those in Fox body lenses before. So like, I don't know if Depot did a very limited run that had them, but I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, we're killing two birds with one stone here, because those ones just happen to have the lines, and I was going to be like, let's send them out to get laser etched so we can put the line in there. So then we start talking about, all the clear corners and all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, no, I'm trying to actually, he's like, those are rare. But what's ultra rare as well is the old school frosted clear corner lights that we were just talking about earlier. And I'm like, well, if you're needing a set, I happen to have a pair that came off my white notch before I went with the tinted blue stuff. So yeah, we're doing some horse trading and going back and forth with some ideas. But yeah, I don't even know what sparked that whole, well, obviously the clear corner thing, but brings in the laser etching and all that stuff, which is pretty cool.
Totally.
And Travis is a good dude. So
yeah, he is. The projector thing, which it seems like anytime, I can never remember the name of the page, but it's like this 3D CAD, like they essentially electronically modify whatever car they're posting up on their page. And they've done a couple Fox bodies, and they're always fairly outrageous, like wide bodied and whatever, right? Big splitters and all this stuff. But typically they have a set of projector style headlights in them, right? There's one that stands out to me. I want to say the car was white, and it almost had some sort of new aged kind of like that thin plasma style LED line in the headlight as well, like almost like two just little hashes. But it's stuff like that, right? That when like maybe somewhere in way back in the dusty corner of your mind, you've subconsciously thought of it, and then you see it in those renderings, you're like, oh, right? Or it sparks you in another direction. You're going like, that might work, right? Or that could be cool. Yeah, that guy's got to do some more Fox body stuff, because there's always something cool that comes out of those.
Yeah.
And the beauty of those renderings, sorry, Eric, one last point. The beauty of those renderings is it's like we always say about like, stuff out of SEMA. Like a lot of that stuff doesn't drive, nor will it ever. You know what I mean? And those electronic things, I mean, the world's your oyster. This thing doesn't have to roll. It's a computer rendering. So super low all the time, right? You probably couldn't roll it down most roads. But yeah, it's out of those neat little out of the box ideas that you can start pulling some of these from and go like, I know a guy that might be able to figure that out for me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so talking about the trends and stuff and these ideas. So what's one Fox body trend you wish was not a Fox body trend?
Oh, can I go first?
Yeah.
The fucking chrome fender lip.
Oh,
That was the
yeah.
worst Fox body trend, I think, ever.
And
Like
they
ever,
cause
ever,
more
ever.
rust. They cause more rust than they do anything else.
Yeah.
You know.
I can't for the life of me. And I'm usually pretty good. Like, even if there's a thought or a theory that somebody might throw at me, I can usually find a way to like appreciate it. And I'm doing air quotes if anyone's just listening, like appreciate the direction they were going, not appreciate it like I like it, but just appreciate what they were trying to do. I can't for the life of me figure that one out.
Right.
It just does not even register. I had some buddies that had fucking cars with them on it too. Like, what were we doing? You know? And whoever invented them is probably sipping Mai Tais
Yeah,
on the beach
probably.
right now. Oh, balling big time.
Yeah.
And laughing his ass off too. Like, probably going, I can't believe those dumb fucks bought those things. It's like the Cybertruck for Fox bodies.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like a joke turned into a fucking business.
So I'd have to say dyeing your interior black, but using gloss paint.
Not using the proper paint.
What? Somebody's. I don't even
Well, it
want
looks
to know.
like you painted it with electrical tape. It's awful.
Or similarly, if you had a black interior and you
Mhm.
like submerged it in Armor All,
Oh,
just so it's like you're driving into the sunset and you can't even see out the windshield because the gleam off the dash reflecting onto the windshield is blinding you. I don't know. I think the black interior trend is on that, and it was just like people would go grab shit like instead of
lead,
getting like a proper SEM or a Marhide or a color bond, they were like just going to getting this generic. I forget what the name of the brand is.
like Rust-Oleum.
Yeah, like I've
stuff
seen
or
some
whatever.
people use that, and yeah, people would just like gloss it out, like, "Oh, I want it shiny," and
No, you
it
don't.
would just kind of like ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people
Yeah,
have never driven around with the gauge cluster, like a brand new gauge cluster without matte black paint on it.
Yeah.
I made that
Yeah.
mistake, and as soon as I got like back, I think it was Foxtoberfest last time I went. I had a brand new gauge cluster. As soon as I got home, I took that thing off and matte blacked it ASAP.
Yeah. Yeah, because it just reflects back onto the windshield and you're just staring through the sun.
Yeah.
Building off those chrome fender lips, the other one that I actually still see people, and it's always like old guys or gals that get a kick out of this, but like that kind of half moon chrome, like you put it on the edge of your door.
Oh yeah.
It's it's like a plasticky shit, right?
Yeah.
I've seen vehicles rolling around, like you don't see it a lot, but I've seen one or two where like every sharp edge of each body panel on that vehicle has been wrapped in this shit. And I'm like,
no.
I can't bring myself towards whatever it was you were trying to accomplish here, you know? Chrome needs to be subtly done, you know?
Yeah.
What's a new trend,
Holy.
Gary? Because that's like an old
New
trend.
trend. Yeah, those are old ones.
All
What's
right.
a new one that we got?
I don't know. Like,
I'll tell you
I'm
one.
trying to go. Okay. Well, maybe it'll bring something to mind.
Coilovers.
Oh, coilovers being a trend. Yeah, I know. We'd beat the shit out of that one too, right?
Like whatever. I could say 17-inch chrome ponies, but everybody knows I'm going to say that. But I
Oh yeah,
think the trend, it's like the trend of buying shit that you don't really need, and it's actually making your Fox shittier. Or
Well, what's
ride.
Josh Kennedy's stepdad say? Kmarting it up.
Yeah.
oh yeah. I've had somebody tell me that I Kmarted my Mustang. It's all good though.
Well,
It was at Pitts
yeah.
last year.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
sure you
I mean,
Kmart this thing up. And I was like, yep.
yeah, there's for sure I think there's a fine line with, being too
Okay.
much.
Here's an easy one. One-piece headlights.
That is a fairly easy one. Yeah. I don't know though. Like, I think, like, for the most part, it's almost feels like the community is doing a really good job of like policing itself. I think
Yeah.
just because, like, you've got those half dozen or say dozen like standout cars that everybody can rattle off, and they're probably all in Harris Lou's calendar this year. You know what I mean? And like, if that's the bar, it kind of keeps everybody on track, right? Because that's sort of like where everyone's shooting towards, and they're all like super classy cars. Nothing's
But
gaudy.
so tell me this in your mind. How do you think one-piece headlights managed to do what they did? Because very similarly, it's not like there's just one variant that went around. There's multiple variants of this shit.
Yeah.
Same thing with
Mhm.
the taillights. And people are like, they ended up on so many Fox bodies somehow, some way. Like, how did it even happen in the first place?
I think I know how. So when you think back to like the transition from, like these to the SN cars, like we were going through this boxy to like round transition, right? And when the SN cars came out, I was actually just talking to my buddy here this past week about this. Like, I had a buddy with a 94. I had my 92. We had swapped cars for whatever, a cruise down the strip or whatever. And just sitting in that SN car, it felt like, where you would put your arm out the window is like at your neck, right? Like you're just sunk down in this whatever futuristic round, because we were so used to square. So round seemed really cool, futuristic car, right? And they had a one piece, or no, what are they, like two, but
Two-piece.
Yeah,
look like
dude.
one? Yeah. But they followed that same kind of line that was trying to get recreated for the Fox, right? And I guess if my theory is true, we probably didn't start seeing one piece headlights in and around the transition point to the SN cars.
But okay, no, I agree. And don't get me wrong, the whole Altezza thing, Fast and Furious. I mean, because like there was vehicles, there was
That had
shit,
influence.
Lightnings, right? '01 to '04 Lightnings had the fucking chrome taillights,
Yep.
a la Fast
From the
and
factory.
Furious from factory. So there was that whole thing that was going on, but like never me personally, and I've done a lot of dumb shit to my cars, but nothing ever made me think that a one-piece headlight was a good idea. The only time I ever rocked it was on the shipbox because with that Bowser hood and whatever shit that I did, and I had them laying around. But I don't know. It's weird to me. I guess just more people, or maybe it was a transition phase, like when the cars were really worth nothing, like at an ultimate low, that was just the easy thing to put on versus trying to put like factory lenses in or replacement whatever. It was just like, oh, eBay $89.95. I can just get
Yeah.
all three in one. Maybe that's
I was
what
about
it
to say,
was.
what weren't those like for a brief time because LMR didn't have them out yet? Weren't they like a cheaper option than trying to find OEM ones somewhere?
I think there probably
Probably.
was. Like there was probably this weird just point where it was like, you know what? This is easier than trying to deal with, you know what I mean, replacing 6. You're just replacing one big one. It's cheaper. You know, it sort of looks like it's modern and people are going to want this, and people just maybe just didn't care as much. I don't know.
But then you also had the influence of like the BASF Celine car, right?
Mhm.
And the Tool Time, right? Or maybe maybe they were both the same car. Anyway, and like the T-Bird front end, right?
Oh yeah, I was about to mention
And
that. I'm
that
like,
was
I'm kind of glad that T-Bird front end didn't catch on,
yeah,
big time.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
looks
I think
cool
that
now,
was
but
yeah, from a
like,
nostalgic standpoint,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
I think I just seen something pop up here recently on Facebook where like maybe Celine did do a couple cars like that, but very few, like 2 or 3, because somebody had posted a marketplace posting that claimed that it was one of these, 2 or 3 cars,
was it
and
the
everybody
purple one
was
that I
weighing in.
seen?
Yeah, it was purple. Totally. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think the guy wanted a pretty good penny for it. Didn't have a motor in it or something, if I remember right.
yeah. That
Well, I think I
so
remember. It was like parked off the side of like in grass or some shit.
yeah. One
Like,
picture was, and then the other ones were like in a garage.
yeah, like it
Yeah,
wasn't in very good shape.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, so I was wanting to like just buy it and just like try to keep it together and not like
rat it up.
destroy it.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah,
I feel like there was another one that just popped up that's supposed to go to auction. That's like a wide body rear notch with that T-bird. Like at least that's sort of what the silhouette looked like. And I don't know. I was busy finger fucking the one day and scrolling past this thing.
Are those are the what do they call that? The M81 or something like that?
yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
I have a model kit for it somewhere.
Oh, do you? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those actually like there was a guy up in Canada here that was selling a yellow one. Um I think he wanted like 40 grand or something for it, which I think he took a lot. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a neat silhouette looking at it like from a
Yeah,
drone's
down.
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I would
cool.
like to see in person is I want to see one of the SL 500 conversions.
Yeah, those must have got scrapped, hey, or because I've never ever seen one either. But they were around.
Yeah, no, they are 100% around. It'd be
Yeah.
cool to like. I want to say there was one that was posted up like within the past couple of years somewhere, or at least somebody sent me a link to one, and I was like, oh, "Fuck, that'd be cool." Like, I just want to see it. I don't want to own it. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to remember if I thought I saw one on a Facebook post recently where somebody was trying to sell one.
The crazy thing
I
is, so those SL 500s actually go like you can buy them for a reasonable amount of money, like sub $10,000.
mm,
And they're a 5-liter V8, right? You got your convertible and factory roll bar or style bar. That's actually a functional style bar, unlike in a Fox body. So it's funny how like that table where you're talking probably, I don't know what the sticker on those would have been new, right? 100,000 versus a $10,000 Fox, and you make your 10,000 Fox in this $100,000 car, and now it's just like the tables have completely turned.
Yeah.
yeah. There's probably, a handful of them laying around in like somebody's mom's garage because like the kid did it and then he got married, had kids, probably knocked up his girlfriend at like 17, right? In the
Yeah.
back of that Mercedes swapped Fox. And it's been sitting in his mom's garage ever since, right? But I've never seen one in person either. So yeah, I don't know what the hell that looks like. Just photos.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy,
Uh,
what else you got?
Man, if there was one part for a Fox body that you could convince a manufacturer to reproduce, what would it be?
Oh,
Holy fuck! How much time you got? No. Um,
Well, I mean, normally we go like 2 hours, so got some time,
right.
like 45 minutes.
So to like remake, like it's already been
Yeah.
made or
Like,
never been made.
like never been reproduced for the Fox. So like for me, it would be the coupe or hatchback quarter plastics on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Okay, Chris, you go because I'm gonna see if I can find this because I don't want to fuck this up, but I
I
do
mean, it
have
could
an
be an
idea.
aftermarket too, part two that like nobody's making anymore.
Okay.
interesting. Damn. And if I can only pick one, that's a pretty serious. Um,
I might need your guys' help on trying to figure mine out here. Like I know or I kind of know what it is, but I can't remember the page I saw it on. There's a kind of relatively new Instagram page out there that's posting retro stuff and like I don't not for sale or anything, but like just hey, I wonder if anybody's ever seen this before. And they recently posted an intake that I was like, I don't know that I've ever seen that before. I want to say it might be a BBK intake.
oh, the weird, like with the crossover
Yeah, the
runners.
crossover. Yeah, crossover
I
runner
want to say it's
intake.
twin. I want to say it's twin throttle bodied too.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a BBK one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks cool, but it probably doesn't produce the horsepower like you would think.
Well, and what a rodeo to try to get
Two throttle
throttle
bodies.
cables and yeah, like
Yeah.
I've never seen one of those in person.
I haven't seen it in person. I've just seen people, post them up and show them off like that. And well, what was it? It was John Brooks, right? That we were chatting with about the velocity stack setup.
Yeah, because he had made an intake at one point in time.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then I think we were on that, or I don't know, somehow, because yeah, there was, and somebody was trying to sell velocity stack style setup too, and I think maybe that triggered
oh
that
yeah,
conversation or something.
yeah. I found that company one day, one weekend. I was like
Hmm.
just looking for random weird intakes to change up on my car, and I found that like individual throttle body
Yeah,
velocity stacked intake that goes on a 302 fuel injected 302.
yeah.
I just yeah, there was one I seen that on I want to say it might have been on a Ford motor too. And it might have been on Nelson Racing's page.
Oh,
You know
maybe.
how yeah, he always whatever they got their kind of dyno reels and stuff and they come in and snap these motors and they like it almost doesn't make sense how quick these motors can spin up, right? But yeah, it was a velocity stack style deal with individual throttle bodies on every one too.
Hmm.
That gets into your V10 BMW bullshit,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
More moving parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you seen the what's it called? Tony Angelo from he has a YouTube channel called Stay Tuned.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
he tried to swap a V12 Aston Martin motor
Oh yeah.
into a Fox.
yeah. Whatever happened with that shit? I haven't watched
I think it
his channel in a while.
I think it like ate itself. The motor did.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
cause he had it running, right?
Yeah, he had it running, yeah. And
Yeah.
then they were trying to do like dyno tuning and something happened in it. They when they drained the oil, it was glittery.
Uh oh.
ooh,
Yeah.
that's
But
not good.
I'm hoping he can find another motor and actually make that happen because the motor that he had was the time frame when Aston Martin was like owned by Ford or whatever.
Right?
So, um, man, that would be so cool to see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because those, I think we might have talked about this at one point in time too. But if you look at those generations of Aston Martins, like DB7 and 9 and S and whatever, they've got our airbag steering wheels in them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
they just got an Aston Martin logo where the Ford logo is in the bottom right-hand corner of the airbag area.
And don't they don't have the controls, right?
Right.
So it's like the
Because I think that was
Cobra style.
probably on a
Yeah.
I think that was
my
probably
steering
all on the
doesn't
phone.
have those controls, and so it's considered a Cobra style, and they're super expensive.
Right.
Hey, I got a
Yeah.
couple if somebody wants to give me some crackhead offers. Just saying.
There is so here's another little Canadian plug. There's a company in Calgary that put a Aston Martin V12 in a 2010 Mustang, and they took it to SEMA 1 year. Yeah, and it's actually the guy that, at least last time I spoke with him, the guy that bought it off of them lives not too far from me here. And sadly enough, this was kind of like pre-YouTube days for me, so I wasn't going like, "Hey, I'm going to show up with my camera hat on and film this whole thing." But and yeah, it was a hell of a feat for them to make it all work. Like I want to say they like made the program for it and everything. It actually runs off 2 computers, one for each half of the motor.
Yep.
And then the 2 talk to each other, and it was pretty wild to put together. But while we're talking about crazy motors, and here's another Ford one. There's another dynamic duo of guys on a YouTube channel that, I think they put this in a 4-door Lincoln. They wanted to make like the M5 of Ford, and I think they took they took a V10 truck motor. Shit, how did this work? They couldn't get cylinder heads for it, or maybe they wanted to do dual overhead cam, and that was never done in the V10. So they built their own cylinder heads for it and mounted it to a truck short block to make a V10 Lincoln. Yeah, there's a.
I want to go search this up.
It's super wild. And this thing, well, hell, I'm fresh off listening to Chris's M5 F1 sounding fucking car there. And
it sounds amazing.
Yeah, well, that's how this thing sounds. And I mean, I think they're spinning this thing up to like 8,500, 9,000, like silly RPMs too.
Huh. I just take the S85 out of a BMW and throw that in a Fox. There we go.
Well, yeah, they do tell the story. Like, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, like that Triton V10, right? Like that was a standard pushrod single cam V10, right? Yeah. So then I think the thing with this is they are running dual overhead cammed heads on a V10 short block. Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And I can't remember how the hell they made the heads, but I think they started with just a set of like 4.6 heads or 5.4 heads, and whatever, built the rest, like CNC'd or whatever they did. And I don't like, they're bright guys, but like they're kind of like us, you know what I mean? They're just figuring shit out as they go, and somehow they got this thing to work.
Huh.
Yeah. I'll see if I can drum it up while we're rattling through more questions.
Yeah. It sounds like the idea. So before my dad has like strokes and all that, our game plan was to buy a SSP Fox body and then engine swap it. And instead of it saying like wherever state police, or because the one that we had on the line was a Utah state police, we were gonna put engine swap police and make it look like the logo that would have been on the side of it, but it says engine swap police. And
nice.
That's what people.
Nice.
Okay, before we go too far away from this, boys, I found it. The channel's called Build It Yourself.
Okay.
V10 swapped rear wheel drive Lincoln Continental.
What year Lincoln is it?
Like newer. Like in the teens, 20 teens.
Oh, damn.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen people like Coyote swap Mercury Marauders and stuff.
Yeah, you don't see those around very much, hey? But that was a fairly stout package in its day. I still remember riding
Yeah.
on one as it came off the car hauler, going for
Yeah,
a
my
rip in it.
granddad had one.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool
Uh,
rig.
yeah. Yeah. I wish the Fox body rode as smooth as that thing. I remember being
Mhm.
like super smooth, like
Yep.
ride on the thing.
Well,
Let's
I
see.
guess we didn't answer the last question in
Oh yeah.
reality. Um, oh, shit, man, that is a tough one. Rear plastics is actually a good one because even convertibles don't have. There's no solution, especially 90 to
Yep.
93. Like that's a holy grail item to get that's not all messed up. But um, I think we're at a day and age where I would actually like to see seatbelts, like proper retractor seatbelts that are not cheap fucking LMR China trash. Like, because like they don't even have the little safety hook things to get the angle right. You're kind of sitting
Mhm.
there rotating it because they work across all years to
Oh
try
yeah.
and figure out like where does the retractor mechanism work properly. And you can just like they're cheap, like I don't know if I'd really want to be trusting that to possibly save my life. Like I think that is one item that it would be safe, would solve a lot of because like now I just know like I'm actually in a shortage, like especially if I want something that I want custom stitched up from Safety Restore or whatever, like finding stock retractors in any color that are in good shape is actually getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah. Um, I don't know if this would be a good business model, but I guess that wasn't part of the question. So I'll just throw
No, it
nothing
wouldn't.
out there. Yeah. Um, 94, 95 spindles would be nice. Brand new
Oh
out of the
yeah.
box.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
rather 96 or 98, but
Yeah. One
same,
of those
same.
years where you can easily like 5 lug swap a Fox and stuff.
Yeah.
Or cargo covers would be handy. And I know that someone's going to say
Yeah.
coupe rear plastics, like for the trunk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
The
yeah.
inner trunk
Yeah.
plastic. Yeah, because those all always get all messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
There's a
time I
few.
mess with anything in my trunk, I'm like terrified. I'm gonna break those, and then
Totally. Mine are
have to figure
jacked
out
up.
some.
Fuck. They've been in and out of that car so many times, different stereo sub box setups and stuff, right? Um,
You know what
yeah, I
works
don't know.
really well? Nice little hack. I'll throw it out there. Wrap them in kill mat or Celeste or
Oh, that's a good
whatever it
idea.
is. It actually, number one, will keep more road noise out of the back, and it just gives a little bit more structure, and it's flexible. So it'll still kind of do what you need it to do when you're trying to navigate it out of the trunk if you're doing maintenance or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Vert, same thing like rear vert
Yeah.
plastics and or the one that goes over like the pump and all that shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Because like even if they're busted and folded now, like if you just stick the kill mat to it, now you're giving it something to kind of fix
Rigidity.
the flop. Yeah.
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 So the verts had, you said they have a plastic like cover over the um pump and all that
Or
on
no,
the back.
wait, that's canvas. Sorry. But
Oh, okay.
the one that whatever, I
It's
guess
kind of like the
butts up
liner that,
against all that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
this whole like kind of weird step down thing. Those are always fucked in a vert.
Yeah.
Always cracked and mangled. I'd say probably like worse than coupes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just go to shit. But vert, that's an even worse business idea, right?
Yeah, didn't they like take a whole bunch of coupes and just cut the roofs off basically to make those?
Bill was telling us all about it there, right? Like, but what there was something weird with the
There was a
wasn't there
certain
something?
year
Yeah,
that it
where they
was like
started.
they were hacking them all, and then a certain year they actually came like pre no roof or something like that. If I understand what Bill was saying.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
trying to listen to that episode before we got on here so I could like do questions for it, and that was
Oh,
like one of
don't.
the
We
ones.
would look like assholes if we were trying to answer questions that Bill should be answering.
Yeah,
But like speaking of like rough, um, whatever rough ways of doing things. Like seeing Chris's car here last week, like the '93 Cobra, he's putting the T-top section in there. Like it almost doesn't make sense when you see it in rough format. You're like, how is this all gonna pan out? Because it's just literally this section of roof that's riveted in there. But then like he was bullshitting with the body guys and stuff when I was looking at it. And then I'm like, oh right, but then you got trim and beauty trim and whatever else it's gonna like tighten this all up and make it cohesive. But when you see it in just raw format, you're like, is this gonna work out?
yeah, yeah.
It's
I
kind of
I
wild.
was I was very surprised that they riveted those in and didn't like do spot welds or something to like make it stronger.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Well, to think,
and
I
some of those
mean, maybe
rivets like missed the metal.
Yeah.
and I mean, I guess we lived in a kind of a different time, like since that point in time, now everything's off road use only, and like everyone's trying to skirt around liability and stuff. But knowing what we know now and seeing that stuff and how it was done then, you kind of go like, who fucking approved this? Like, this is pretty janky, you know?
Yeah,
Like, it doesn't seem like Fomoco made this. It seems like two dudes in the backyard went, yeah, I think we can make this happen. Right? Zing, zing, jigsaw's out and fucking got a hole in your roof.
yeah, and the hatches that seem to get those more than the coupes, like, didn't it just make the car completely flimsy? Because you need subframe. Like everybody that I know that has a hatch, the floor is starting to do that cracking stuff and like coming apart. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, like a T top hatch, like those just
Removes
had
that
to have
much more
been,
rigidity.
yeah,
Well, I gotta say, Steve from Altered Stangs, right? He got that T-top Dutch car, and that car has been witnessed by many to be absolutely driven the shit out of around a track with built motors time and time and time again. And it's amazing, like his doors open and close fine, the window alignment and everything is fine. Like, I know there's a lot of people, there's all these stories about, oh, that, that car's twisted from all the power and everything else. And you really got to think, like, all right, 373s, a short shifter, some exhaust, and some underdrive pulleys wasn't bending fucking frames. I am
oh no,
sorry.
yeah,
Someone hit the rhubarb or went over a curb or something else that significantly tweaked something. But like
Had slicks
generally
on it.
speaking, yeah, like these stories of, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, no, this was like driven and abused and blah blah blah, and it's all bent and twisted, and like, no, impact needs to happen. And I'm sure someone's listening to this like, no, I got my uncle's best friend's buddy's neighbor, no, his was twisted right up, doors didn't close properly, and like, that's because he didn't tell you he got liquored up one night and fucking went over, a curb and didn't tell anybody. You know what I mean? Like, the
or
cars
jumped
are a
around
little bit, don't get me wrong, they're flimsy, but like, go take a Honda Civic or go take something new that's aluminum and tell me that there's, you know what I mean, any better structure to them at the end of the day. So I don't know. And like convertibles, even, I got to say, I love the reinforcement on the pinch weld area on the rockers of convertibles because you actually can jack those cars up on the pinch welds. So
Yeah, it's
that's a
way
nice bonus.
thicker steel.
Yeah. But good question though. Like, what did they do back in the day? Like, oh, we're gonna make these convertibles. We're gonna make these T tops. Like, did they run a couple with some crash test dummies into some walls to see how they hold up? Or like clearly they didn't care anybody making a convertible other than Mercedes or anybody that had a proper roll bar solution. Like, come on, like you're not surviving rolling one of those cars.
Well, you know what? I'd be amiss if I didn't bring this up. I remember Donkey Fix it taking me to school on this one day. So the go-to if you want a little bit stiffer motor mount, you get the convertible motor mounts, right?
Yeah.
Well, apparently this was engineered into those cars because the K member and everything, at least probably on whatever computer program they were using, actually stiffens that all up. Whereas like the K member is more of and the K member tied into like the front end and everything does actually stiffen the car up, and they're using that to kind of justify no roof. So that's why the Vert's got those stiffer motor mounts, allegedly.
So what happens when you go and throw one of these aftermarket K members in your convertible? And especially you're getting rid of those two crossers. Like how much, because
Oh,
they
those
seem
are
they seem pretty fucking like shitty,
rickety.
flimsy,
Yeah.
rickety, whatever. Yeah, dodgy, as the Australians would say.
Yeah.
Because like the stocker Vert, those are no more. Because now I got the QA1 K member under it, and I was sort of like, oh well, I guess these units are trash. But like, I wonder how much or how little those things did.
There's
Otherwise,
not much to them.
what was the point though? Then why even bother? Or was it just like to satisfy a tick box somewhere? Like, oh, this is now connected in this little mini X brace underneath the car,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean,
They brought
it could have been like a insurance thing, maybe.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go with it too. They brought the liability guy in with like the pen pocket ink saver, so his white shirt didn't get jacked up, and said, "Look at what we did." Right? But yeah, I mean, 8 times out of 10 on an old like just found Vert, those things are bent. They've been ran into shit, whatever. And you go put the car up on a hoist and you grab a hold of it and you bend it back into place, and it's better. Like it's thin shit. Something you would have like made a lawn chair out of in the 90s
Yeah.
is the type of
Yeah.
gauge steel they were using,
Yeah, it was like they
So-
took some tube steel and like flattened the ends and
Yep.
drilled holes in it and just
Yeah.
bolted in there.
Yeah. Actually, somebody asked me one time if I knew of anyone that created like an aftermarket option for that. If you wanted to kind of stay in that OEM realm of things, but like beef them up. And I'd never heard or seen of anything. And I think the route they told me they were going to go is like fabbing their own up. It's like, well, yeah, then you could use whatever gauge you wanted.
Yeah, I'd be kind of curious to know like how well that could help. It was on like you could do a 4-point like Kenny Brown style or Maxim Motorsport, right? G-load style thing underneath, but like I guess that isn't tying because it was radiator support, right? Like lower radiator support, K member, and then K member to trying to think where the points even were. It's those brackets that are riveted on into the rockers. Yeah.
But see, that's kind of the funny part with the system is when you're moving backwards in the car, so coming like K member to the back corner, sort of in behind the front tire area, that piece that's riveted to the floor is actually quite beefy.
Yeah.
But the bar coming off it ain't. So the bar was under engineered and the plate was over engineered.
But that whole rocker plate is there because the lack of roof, right? More so than I think those bars in the front. So
I don't know.
Yeah, and again, all riveted on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they're big rivets. Like, let me tell you, you start messing like if you didn't have a hydraulic rivet gun and you wanted to like install that T-roof frame or whatever, like you come out like Popeye after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so here's another question for you guys. Who was your best guess and worst guess in terms of like listener count or metrics for the podcast?
Ooh,
Oh, we could
I
pull
don't.
that up.
Yeah. See, what's funny though is I don't know if I think the metrics could kind of be misleading because, like anything, I guess, this pod's especially like it's grown over the 4 years or whatever we've done it, right? So like first episode looks real bad. So,
Yeah.
it could have been, we could have had you on first episode, buddy, and it'd be like, oh, you're the worst episode ever. Right. But I mean, once we kind of caught a bit of a groove, I guess, yeah, you could take like a snapshot of that and be like, here's best, here's worst, whatever. Scream Puff Joe's by far our most listened to episodes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is his like head and shoulders over everybody else, basically? Yeah. Is that why you keep having him back on?
No, well, yeah, it's not because we don't like the fucking guy, but
yeah, but I mean, it seems like the flow of conversation is really good whenever you have him on there. So I can see like why you would want to always have him on.
So Joe, we can say this: the worst ranked episode was a post Motor City Fox Fest update.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. And that only got 295 streams or downloads. And that was actually, believe it or not, 2023. So this would have been just coming off of having the shipbox there.
Yeah. I have a question about the shipbox too. So that's quite, and so that was 295, right? Yeah.
Then we got the Fox Body Hoarder, which was Joe, at 3,620.
Wow.
And that, funny enough, that one episode is double the number second two spot, or the number two spot, which is Joe again. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, no, the metrics sometimes don't mean shit, but like they can point you generally in the right direction. So I don't know, maybe I'm curious. I might go listen to that episode and be like, why was this so bad? Or was it just the title and no one wanted to click on it?
Yeah. Like the historian side of me, like I like hearing people's stories from the past. The episode that I really like a lot is the one with Mark Houlihan. I like hearing all his stories, like doing the magazines, because it's like magazines I remember looking at, and it was always awesome. Like I've listened to that episode at least 4 times.
Right.
So I'm 4 listens that you have for that. I like that episode.
You know what's funny about them, dude? And I mean, this kind of coincides with the question, but like when we sit down and do these things, and I don't know if I'm speaking for you or not here, Chris, but like for what it's worth, I'm speaking for myself. After you go through like 3 hours of, like topics you're passionate about, like you're saying, Eric, like heavy duty stories and stuff. I'm actually so bad with it at times. I'll have people reach out to me the following week and I'm like, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, did we talk about something along those lines? Because they're just, I don't know. Like we literally lose track of time, like it's as if you're not even in your body sometimes. And so people will reach out commenting on stuff and I'm like, fuck, I don't even remember talking about that like at all. But you remember high notes and whatever of various conversations, but like they've all been just a blast, and I guess maybe that's a sign of how much fun you're having if you're losing track of time, right? It's kind of like your better half giving you shit for going over for a quick beer and needing a ride home, right? You're like, I don't know where the time went, like literally.
You just said what the issue was in that last sentence. Beer. How many beer did you have on that pod? And is that why you don't remember what you said?
Sometimes. There was one here. I think it was maybe with Joe, our latest one, and I cleaned up the desk the next day, and I'm like, holy shit, that was a good run.
Well, that, and sometimes there's the post pod discussion, because like we'll cut ourselves off and then we'll keep having discussions. Probably Gary more so than me, like him and Joe talking for 14 hours like schoolgirls. But at that point, then things can get a little blurry because you were like, oh, did we talk about that on the pod, or did we talk about that offline after the fact? So that does happen.
Yeah.
So how many of those like offline conversations do you have after a podcast or whatever? Like, is that common for you guys?
So we'll tell you this. The worst fuck up is when we had Ken KSD Notch on for 2 hours and we forgot to hit record.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, that one's a good one too. Yeah, so like trying to recreate, like obviously we sort of remembered what we spoke about in general, and he was kind enough to understand we were absolute dumbasses. But that was tricky, right? Because it's almost like things were almost rehearsed, or like you're repeating. It's like, how can you express the same excitement already sort of knowing the answer?
Yeah, it was a good conversation we had with him too. The first go around, like that one really stung. Like, fuck, how did we do that?
So that was going to be one of my questions too. Is like, is there any time when you're creating all these podcasts, like that you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot to do whatever, or regret sharing something later, and you're like, oh, I can't believe I shared that with everybody.
I've had a few of those.
We've actually, it's a good one. Actually, I like this is because it's sort of like recap-ish, right? We've had a handful, like what, maybe 2 or 3, Gare, where we're like, we need to remove that. Like, I know I had too many beers once, and Gary's like, dude, I had to remove that section to you because like you were on a tangent, a little extreme one. So like, okay, fair enough.
Well, yeah, and like, I guess to build off of that, when you're like the three of us right now, right? We've got all of the social cues that we need to go off on any tangent and kind of understand where a person's coming from. But that changes a lot when you go to like just listening to someone, right? Like we're watching each other move our hands around and nod and do all the things. And I've actually listened to our pod a few times, like listen back. And I'm like, I'm not even making sense what I'm saying right now. But I know that the guys that I was looking at on the screen were picking up what I was putting down because, probably because of the way I'm moving or I'm whatever I'm doing, right? But yeah, like you stop a sentence halfway through because your monkey mind's jumping to another point and whatever else. So a lot can get lost in translation. I've found that. And I remember this one specifically that Chris is talking about. And I remember when we stopped recording, I was like, I'm going to have to go back. And it was my week to edit too. So I'm like, I'm going to have to go back and listen to this. And I'm like, I really think that there's a big chunk of this that could be lost in translation,
Yeah.
And to Chris's point, right?
And like we know each other very well, or maybe the guests that we know, is very similar minded. And the problem, and I try and do a really good job at being like, hey, I'm generalizing when I say this because I generalize a lot. Like we all do naturally, but like if you don't put certain precursors out there, then people can totally take it the wrong way, because it's like, the conversation between the three of us can be completely different than, especially the person that doesn't have the video in front of them, because our first 3 years we never had video available. So that's when things can get pretty damn dicey, I feel.
Or
like,
if you got a
heaven forbid,
brand.
someone's not even listening and they're just reading script that AI, because like that's a thing.
Oh,
too.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah. It's funny, like on Spotify, like watching what the AI is trying to like thinks that you guys are saying, and it's like that's not what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Like it misspells words and all kinds of stuff. It's pretty funny.
100%. Or, if like, let's just say the podcast is doing what it's supposed to do, which is like encouraging new people to come in and listen, and they're just stopping in for the first time and they hear two Canadian accents, just fucking, like they're thinking, who are these two assholes? Right.
Yeah.
And then God forbid we get off on something we're passionate about or big haywire tangent. And bye listener, right? Like they gone and never coming back.
but funny about that. You were here, right, Gare, when my little detailer amigo was here, and he has this helper that comes along with him, and I'm like, which helper do you got? I'm like, do you got the one that says fuck a lot? And he just busts out laughing. He's like, why does everyone say that? I'm like, because he says fuck a lot. Because like they're always chatting, right, when they're detailing cars, and of course I'll be working on something. I'm just like, this kid just nonstop f-bombs. So I'm like, this is probably what people like think of me when they listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I don't know, like, and on that note too, like when Chris and I started this thing, we're both kind of watering ourselves down in a roundabout way to do the YouTube thing, because YouTube, they've changed their ways a little bit, but they don't like the colorful language on YouTube. So it was like, hey man, why don't we get on here in a longer format and just let her eat? You know what I mean? Let her fly. And I know it's not for everybody. And I think those that know us, like, even regardless of like your background or if you are someone that swears a lot or not, I think the people that know us almost go past that because they're like, this is just boys being boys in the garage, which is what the theme of this thing's always been about. But I get that it's probably not for everybody. I mean, maybe if we didn't swear, then more people stick around. I don't know. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I guess you get a real sense of who we are when, we're in and amongst our friends or with each other or whatever. Yeah, we let her rip.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. So I had to take my dad to a doctor appointment today, and I had you guys on, and my mom's in the back seat, and my dad's in the front seat with me, and I went to go like pause it and turn it off, and my dad like grabbed my hand and was like, no, like looked at me like, no, don't turn it off. Like he can't speak, but like he grabbed my hand and was like, no, I want to listen to this. I was like, okay, all right.
But your mom is in the back seat plugging her ears.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's fun, man. Like I know I look forward to, even though like sometimes Chris and I are struggling to like find the time to whatever, sit down and do a pod in a week, but I do really look forward to this time every week because we're obviously close buddies. If we got somebody on, they're in the circle of close buddies too that we maybe don't get to see all the time. And it's just a nice way to blow off some steam. Like, I don't know. I know we're nowhere near like some sort of self-help style listening, but I think just listening to how guys think through things, right? And talk about something that you might be half-assed interested to, or interested in, helps, I know it does me anyway, just coming on here and yakking it up about these silly old cars. Sometimes we don't even barely talk about the damn cars,
Yeah.
Because whatever, we all know how guys operate. We're three guys on here, quiet, silent type, head down, ass up, get her done, carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. And we were all raised, at least if you're raised the right way, to not show how heavy the load is. So yeah, you can kind of come on here and just be yourself and not think about all the other stuff in life, right? Not think about, oh shit, I gotta go grocery shopping tomorrow. I gotta pay the power bill or whatever. You just come on here and unwind for a few hours.
Yeah, yeah. I'll listen to it on the way like to work and back from work, so I don't have to. I do that so I don't think about work.
Yeah,
uh,
just let your mind
morning.
run.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
It helps a lot because otherwise, I think I'd probably get crazy with what I do for work. So
Right.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got anything left on that list?
Oh yeah, I got several, man. Um, so one of them I want to know is what happened with the Shitbox Fox engine bay sticker idea? Because he had an
Like how
idea of like doing the stickers in the engine bay, and you could like donate like $20, and you'd get a sticker with your name on it, and you'd put it on the engine bay. I think it was from the episode from 2023, like 3/20/23, like March 20th. Yeah.
yeah, dude, we might not have like told the context surrounding how that idea blew up on us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Well, it was, what did we say? If it was like a part, because like we had a post on my website that had, this is a list of all the parts that we're looking for. You know, I mean, obviously used in decent shitbox Fox shape, and or whatever. Some people just contributed, you know, Venmo or PayPal or whatever. And I think we had like small, yeah, we like divvied it
medium
up
large.
into small banners versus large banners, but then some people's names were like super fucking long. So I don't know. But the biggest shit show was trying to get them all stuck on when we
Oh
got to
wow.
Motor
Yeah.
City, because we did get them
Yeah.
on, but you know, like Laura Lewis's wife, I was in Florida, must have been like the weekend before or something,
Mhm.
you know, and we're there trying with the Cricut, printing all these friggin' things off, and then some of them, the vinyl, the backing, the glue was all messed up, and yeah, it was a little bit of a shit show.
Yeah. And we were putting them on late too.
Yeah,
I think we might have put them on in Detroit.
we did.
Okay.
Yeah, because we ran out of, we didn't have time. You know what I mean? We're just trying to get
Yeah.
ourselves to Detroit, let alone the car.
True.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and you guys talking about the whole trip to Detroit and like how like you kept like
Oh,
losing fan belts and bottoming out on stuff. That was awesome.
dude.
Another one of my favorite episodes because it's like everything in my head whenever I drive from Memphis to Foxtoberfest in Krusty. That's going through my mind the whole time. I was like, oh my god, I hope I don't throw a fan belt. I hope I don't hit anything because I'm driving this 30-year-old plus car over 1,000 miles like to get to a show.
Yep. The things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
it's funny looking back on it, bud, because I know we both feel the same way on this trip. Is like there's one side of you that's like, man, that could have been so much better if it would have went along the schedule that we thought. And like we were gonna peel into Nashville for a night and whatever, make a proper road trip out of it. However, on the other side of things, it was probably equally, if not more memorable in the way that we did it just because we had to.
Yeah.
Right. So,
No.
and you couldn't, it's almost as if you couldn't have combined those two trips together. It's like you were either getting one or the other.
Yeah, it's like we wanted the Detch 3000 in the shit box, which, you know, they were two completely different beasts. And I think in contrast, if the Detch car had issues and kept breaking and we missed our opportunity because we were too frustrated and pissed off with Yellowstone or some of the other things, like both those trips happened the way that they needed to happen.
Yeah.
Is the best way of
Yeah.
putting it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think even if you were like a hotshot driver, that trip from Austin to Detroit in the amount of time we did it, especially in the car that we did it in, would impress even a hotshot driver, you know?
Yeah.
Like that was just flat out. Even though the speedo didn't work, which kind of just amplified some of the clips in the videos because it looked like we had that needle absolutely down to like the
Pinned.
trip reset button.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
But I mean, it was all like we probably averaged 85, 90 mile an hour that whole way. Like we weren't holding back. And then as it kept giving you trouble, I think everyone will know where I'm coming from when I say this. As your car's fighting you, well, you can only back yourself into a corner so far, and then you're going to start throwing fists at it too, right? So it was
Yeah.
like you almost wanted to beat the shit out of it even more every time it gave you grief.
Yeah.
And it was hot as hell too, dude. My God, it was hot. Even after we got the AC coughing on us, it was still ripping hot.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. Like you're talking about driving back or whatever, and it was like trying to kill you for like making it take you the whole way to Detroit.
Yeah. After we knocked the alignment out of it, it was all you
Yeah.
could do just to keep it in a straight line. Like you're literally fighting people to
Yeah.
get into Detroit. And yeah, we were pretty close to friends off coming into Detroit. Like actually I think I did the last leg and I think we're pulling into the Airbnb and I think I went to I went to drive in forwards. So we had already lost all the belts. We had lost a muffler. Car's even louder than it was with the bloody muffler tied into it. And I was just like, I need to get this thing into the driveway and I need to find like a comfy piece of carpet to just put my head down for a bit, right? So anyway, I go to pulling forwards and Chris is like, fuck are you doing, man? Back in. I'm like, I'll fucking show you back in, right? Like we were both just so done, right?
Yeah.
When you combine the build of the car to the drive with the car and everything else. But I mean, I don't know, we maybe logged 4.5, 5 hours, quick little nap, and whatever. Outside
Right.
fixing alignment and let's get her going.
Yeah.
So
Definitely memorable moments.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I was gonna ask is do you think that's like the most memorable moment from the three-ish years of the podcast, or what do you say would it be different?
Shitbox is up there, hey buddy?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's weird, right? Because like the Dutch 3000 I think was memorable because the first time me and Gary actually met in person.
Okay.
And like the road trip went quite smoothly. Like obviously it had its quirks and its whatever, but like to me, I think that was way more, I don't know, like a bond of a friendship that like it was like validating this
Okay.
whatever you want to call it of us bullshitting together for so many years beforehand and then like going through that experience. Like the shitbox scenario was more like, okay, these are two really close friends at this point doing dumb shit. And we were at that point just thankful to live through the dumb shit together. So like again, like I'd put them both for the right reasons, but both just as memorable for me.
True. Yeah, and I mean, the other side of the shit box that I can still remember, I was standing talking to Zach, 92 Silver Fox on Instagram, and we were way back in the weeds as this was all happening. And it had just a rainstorm had kind of rolled through, not as bad as this past year, but whatever. We got a pretty good dump of rain there in Detroit. Actually, it was more just consistent rain. It wasn't just like a quick hitting. And anyway, I'm talking to Zach, and somebody's like, dude, I think they're calling your name. I don't even know where Chris was, right? Like he was over talking to somebody else. And like, what? For what? Like, are we getting kicked out or what happened? No, like best in show. Like, come on. You gotta be kidding me, right? And listen, I'm realistic with all this. Like, I know there's people out like chalk it up to whatever you want. If it was people feeling sorry for us for everything we went through, or if they really like the car that much, either way, and we said it a bunch, but like, I think it's a really neat story that that car, if it was alive, there'd be tears rolling down its eyes. You know what I mean? Like, what a
Yeah.
neat ending to that car. Something that was destined to be Texas topsoil. And
Yeah.
he rescues it, talks me into helping him with it. Like, it's a really neat story, especially for Fox body folks like us, right?
Yeah.
What a cool end for that car, And to do it all at Ford World headquarters, like, come on, you
Yeah.
know? It's just, this is like Hallmark movie shit,
Yeah. 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 I need to get Krusty out to, you know, the that show.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
yeah.
cool, man.
Yeah. COVID happened, and I was trying to do so on its like 30th birthday. I was trying to do in May. I was trying to do like the dealership it got sold from, and then drive it all the way to Detroit and get a
Oh,
picture
that's
from
cool.
World Headquarters, and then come back. But it was during COVID, so it wasn't really a thing I could do. But I was
Right.
wanting to do.
Yeah, I say it a lot, but like Detroit's got an energy. Like it's a super cool spot, especially for us gearheads, like it just I don't know. It's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
You got any questions for me? I know I've been like asking all
Oh,
of them this whole
you know
time.
what we do
But
gotta ask you about, buddy, is
yeah.
the model side of things. Tell us a little bit about that. I've never
Um.
seen like the intricacies on anything for that matter, but like especially these models you put together, like all of them blow my mind. But
Yeah.
what Mario's is your most recent one, right?
Yeah. Mario's is the one I did most recently. I've done one for
John.
John Brooks, Tom. Um, and I did one for was it like uh Stang Racing. It's the red um coupe that's T top. So I've made a T top one, and it was difficult. It took me a lot of time
Yeah.
to do. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone. Um, yeah, that one
Because
took
like
a long time.
I mean, like the little intricacies that you get going in these things. I mean, so like Mario's car, right? With the fiddle
Hmm.
fart fab speaker map pocket area, and you've got the plaid in there, like
Yep.
to a T.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
not just
I hand
clothes.
I hand painted it too to try to get it to do that,
Oh,
because I couldn't find a water slide, or couldn't find anywhere online that had like the same kind of plaid that I could make into a water slide and then put it on there. So I had to hand paint it in there. And it took me a couple tries to actually get it
I
to
bet.
look right. So yeah, that was like a difficult one. Um, and also Mario's the getting his exhaust to look right was hard too,
Right.
because it's not like the typical over the axle exhaust that people have on their cars. So I had to like use some of the. It has a little bit of the metal stuff like this in there,
Right.
and then some like thicker plastic stuff in there. Um, what else?
And you need
And
to
then I
have
had
some
to have.
like YouTube videos of like how it's made, like time lapses
Yeah.
of you putting
Oh,
these things together.
I do have on my TikTok. I do have time lapse of me putting them. It's like overhead shot time lapse of putting one of the models together.
Oh,
I need
nice.
to get a new
Hey.
GoPro so I can keep doing it, because my GoPro died. And
Yeah, because there's
so
guys that have channels like rebuilding Rolexes, And
Yeah.
whatever reason, well, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't watch them. I've watched them. Like, they're relaxing.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
like
It's
the one guy, I forget what his channel is. Like he'll do like old handguns or
yeah,
like stuff that's like sunk at the bottom of the fucking sea forever.
I don't know if you can see that, but
good
that's like one of the
grief.
ones on my TikTok where I'm putting the engine and stuff together. It's like whited out really
So
bad,
you
but
Crazy, man.
and there you must be sitting there like, magnifying glass type stuff, like, because this is tight.
no,
No, or your eyes that good?
no,
Holy shit.
yeah. So like, here's the. I wish I could like show
Oh, I
you.
remember that one
Oh
now.
yeah.
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 Well, that's yeah. So it's like the T top.
Yeah, dude. Like, they're
Huh.
bang on.
Yeah. And then one I'm working on right now. Well, I showed you that. This one's for a friend of mine that like lives in Memphis. It's just
Right.
like a regular white coupe, and then I got. It's not super top secret, but this one's for Harris Lou.
Right.
It's a hatch, but it's a LX, so you can't get an LX hatch model kit. So I've spliced. You can kind of see it underneath with the red. Like
Oh,
spliced
yeah.
2 different ones in, and
Huh.
I made it where the hatch will actually open. So do
Nice.
that.
Damn.
So, but like the first one that really kicked it off, um, I used to make them as a kid, and I didn't really like, I don't know, like put a lot of effort into them or whatever. But
Just follow the instructions and
yeah, yeah. When I was going to get like starting my first job in this career, I was working at a bank doing IT auditing, and I was using it as like a stress reliever, basically. And like I'd come
right.
home at night and just model stuff. Like I got this is probably one of the first ones that I modified, but I got to fix it. But it's like a Model T. I
Yeah.
modified it so like the fenders have the lights on there and all that. Um,
That's wicked, buddy.
but the one that kind of kicked it off for like Fox body stuff is actually up here. If I can get it down.
Oh, he's got it in a case.
Oh boy.
So this is the one that sent to Foxtoberfest and like won.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, it's like
crazy.
pit lane. Right on.
yeah. I called it the Time Attack Fox. So I really like Pikes Peak and stuff. So
Yeah.
All the motorsport theme. Looks cool.
yeah, yeah. So
So are you building the case and everything for him, buddy?
no, that's actually like a football.
Oh
Thing,
yeah.
like a football end, but like
Repurposed.
yeah, because I wanted the mirror on there so you could see behind it and see all the detail behind it and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Like, I think probably one of the neatest parts about it is, like, I'm sure there's people out there. I mean, hell, I'd be in the category as well, that get that same sort of uh, let your mind run, relax time, just you type stuff working on your car. But
Yeah,
the difference though is, like, if you're working on something like ultra intricate, like, I don't know, let's say you're setting valves in a motor. Like, sure, you need a clear mind, but the focus needs to be there because you're worried about, if these valves aren't set right, I could really damage some stuff here, right? Whereas with the model, maybe it gets a little more stressful as the final product really starts to take place, but you're not worried about this thing running. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like you said about the door panels, like, you did them 3 times. It, probably pissed you off when you screwed one up, but it's not the end of the world because that car doesn't have to go to a show in a week or whatever.
yeah,
So the stress it's still there, but it's different.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like so like this one, I painted it and then the like body color paint. So right now I'm trying to get that like black, the trim
Yeah.
painted on here. So I just basically paint the whole thing. But when I put the body color on here, the body color when it went on like did something funky, and so I had to put it in brake fluid to get all the paint to come off, so I could repaint it.
Damn.
Yeah. So imagine you were like you had just painted your car, right?
Yeah.
That you take to car shows, and the paint blew up on you. Now what?
Yeah.
Right? So stress, but different stress. You know?
Yeah.
That's cool, man. I mean, I love the fact that, you've got that thing because not a lot of guys do, right? Or gals for that matter, right? Just to have something. I mean, my mom, for example, she likes doing jigsaw puzzles. Some people think she's nuts for it, but, calms the monkey mind, right? And just gives you something to sit down and do. It's way better than burning up the Netflix subscription,
Yeah. And then I do the same thing with like Hot Wheels. So I'm trying to make this Hot Wheel Maverick look like my Ford Maverick. So
nice.
So I gotta find that blue. I gotta find somewhere that I can get the spray of the Area 51 blue.
Oh yeah,
right. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of those Mavericks, weren't they going to do an SVT one or something?
Yeah, they did. Lobo is the name of it.
So they did do one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what's the deal with it? Is it? It's obviously
it's a little bit lower. It's a little bit lower. It doesn't have like the performance stuff that you would think. It's a little bit lower. It has a little bit better like suspension on it, and then it has there's like flat, almost like rally inspired wheels where it's like the big flat face on it with the vents around the outside edge.
Okay.
And the wheels, yeah. But then there was like at SEMA they announced the Mavericks will have a upgrade package where it's a turbo, intercooler, and brake
upgrade
thing you can get. Yeah, so you can upgrade the turbo. If you have the turbo, like I have the turbo EcoBoost. So you'll be able to upgrade the turbo to the Mustang turbo to get more boost, and then upgrade the intercooler so it lowers the temps more. And then they have a brake package too, where you can get bigger brakes.
So what do they put in those? Is it the 2.7 or the?
No, it's a 2.0 if you get the EcoBoost, and then they have a hybrid as well.
So okay, maybe I'm out of the loop on my EcoBoost. I guess I'm thinking the half tons. There's like the 2.7 and the 3.5, right?
Yeah. I think they put the 2.7 in the Ranger, or the 2.3.
And then there's a littler one. There's a 2.0.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so mine's a 2.0 turbo all-wheel drive, and it gets up and goes.
It does, hey?
I dare to say it's faster than Krusty.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's interesting.
That motor's it's stout. You can tell when the turbo kicks in too. It puts you back in.
So it must be an inline 4 or something, hey?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And the 2.7 and the 3.5 are both V6s.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah, because like the 2.3 is an inline 4 as well, I think.
Oh.
And then the 2.7 is like a V6, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Huh. Man, is there enough? Yeah. But you know what? Like Ford just literally took a page out of like the German manufacturers, right? Like go take a turbo 2-liter Audi for a drive. Like that'll blow your hair back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I used to have a lady that when I worked at the Sears here in Memphis, there's one at Poplar and Perkins, and she was like a doctor somewhere, and she had one of those Audi TT 2.0 turbo, and she would come get tires, and she'd be like, "Go do some burnouts in the parking lot." So it was pretty fun.
Absolutely. Are you guys aware of anybody that's put like a Coyote or a Godzilla, or is there enough room under the hood of one of them Mavericks to put something like that in there?
Oh yeah, I think there could be, but I don't know if anybody has done it yet.
That'd be a cool
'Cause
rig.
there's a lot of space between the hood and the top of that engine in there.
Right. Yeah, because they're kind of remember the sport track? Like the Maverick's kind of the new
Yeah.
sport track, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that sport track was in and out like a fiddler's elbow. Like that thing didn't last very long at all.
But didn't they have like a V8 one that they had from the factory? That was at Sport Track or whatever.
Oh, did they?
I don't know. I
Hmm.
think they might have.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now. Like it was kind of in
Look it up.
what was in the years that the Ranger was going the way of the dinosaur.
Mhm.
And then yeah, that sport track came in. Because yeah, the other thing that was in and around that time frame, remember you could get a 2-door Explorer. They're
Yeah.
those little sawed off things. My brother actually had one.
Yeah.
But-
So a 2010 Ford Explorer Sport Track had the 4.0 V6 and a 4.6 V8.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to say my mom had one of those and it caught fire.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah, like
Holy
brand, like
shit.
under warranty, like a couple months old, and yeah, interior
Nuked it.
something electrical just friggin' smoked it out and melted.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
Huh. Because yeah, one of those, every time I see one of those Mavericks around, I'm like, man, there's a lot of potential here.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I want to airbag it and all
yeah,
kinds of stuff, but I'm like, oh, I need a good daily driver.
yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm
I don't want
thinking,
to air at it.
yeah, like where that question about the SVT version of it came up is I can see like a rear kind of quarter shot of it must have been like a SEMA prototype or something. But center exit exhaust, you know how they always do some sort of like tire that gives you no traction but looks really cool in the show
Mhm.
display, had some funky treaded tire on it. I mean, it was kind of almost
Was
like, you
it?
remember that they were trying to do like a Tonka Super Duty in and
Yeah,
around
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Was
Um,
it the? Did it have like a neon pink and accents to it and stuff? There's like a SEMA build I remember seeing that had like a was like a
oh, the
neon
Maverick.
blue. Yeah.
Yeah, Celine built it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh, right. Right,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
because the
right.
ground effects on it looked really cool.
yeah, yeah. No, it was Celine build.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was kind of my deciding factor in getting a Maverick. I was like, oh, that's really cool. They have body kits for them, and then nope, you can't get that body kit.
oh shit. Yeah, because they do kind of talk to you from that sort of level of things, right? Like kind of mini truck stuff.
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, it is sort of that. I don't know. Well, it must be. It almost reminds me of something you'd see out of Australia, right?
yeah.
What do they call their
You,
utes? Yeah, ute. Right. Um,
yeah,
yeah.
and what's interesting is like from the factory, they want you to modify that truck
Hmm.
because you literally get a pigtail to be able to do your own like lights or power or whatever in the bed.
Oh.
So you get this little if whenever you get one of those trucks brand new from the factory in the passenger front seat there in the back of it there's like a pocket and that's where
Yep.
mine was. It was like a little bag and you pulled it out and had a pigtail and there are these two little plastic things in the bed that you pop off right next to the tailgate and they have a plug that's plugged into the back of it into the little plastic plate. You unplug
Hmm.
that, you plug that pigtail in, and you got 12-volt power to run lights, or like a compressor or whatever.
Right.
So I use that to do bed lights in the bed of my truck.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
right.
And they have all these like 3D print STL files for like different parts that go in the interior that you can download from their site.
Right off of Ford.
Yeah,
Oh, really? Huh.
yeah.
That's pretty wild. Boys, we said we were going to come back to this, and maybe this is a good way to wrap it up. But that green coupe, the poor coupe, I mean, it almost breaks your brain when you think about the amount of money that has shifted hands because of one car.
Yeah, didn't it first sell for like 150 or something like that?
well, it sold at
No,
auction for 48.
Okay,
that's where it all
48.
started.
Okay.
Yeah, 48 to
An
150
an
list.
ask of 150. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we don't know what it sold for, but the guy was making it sound like he didn't want to move very far off of 150. So I think everybody just settled in at the fact that it probably moved for 140. Yeah, it was 149.5 list
Okay.
MSRP.
Yeah.
It, and then it was on Bring a Trailer recently, right? And then it only went for like 70 something, 72 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reserve not met, 72.5. And I put a post up about it on my Facebook page, and a lot of, because some people were like, oh, they tried to flip it too quick, and then it was like wrong time of year. But surprisingly enough, I didn't realize how poorly, I guess, the car was stored over all the years, and that
Okay.
kept becoming a prominent topic of discussion, that it was stored wet. And like, so all of
Or
the
humid at least.
uncovered parts, the drive shaft was just pure rust looking. Like the engine, all the cast parts had all like those white speckles and whatnot on them.
Yeah, the aluminum.
Yeah, so it's just like
Oxidization.
dry ice, some detailing, and whatever would have gone a long way. Like, put it this way, my reef car with whatever 13,000 miles is actually cleaner overall looking than that car. So
Yeah.
whether I personally, I just think they tried to flip stuff way too fast, and we're just kind of rolling the dice at it. I do not believe that car sold for 140. I think, like the bidding, I think they probably bought that car for around 80.
Okay.
And we're just kind of playing off the coattails, hoping to go for more. Because, like, think about it. Like, they would have, if the other place were in it, like, let's say taxes paid, logistics, everything else. Well, they're a dealer, they don't need to pay taxes. 55 grand, and someone just said, here's 25,000 pretty much the next day on top of that. Like, most people wouldn't turn that down.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious, like, why didn't they try to do any kind of like minor detailing like that to get rid of the
I think they were just being
You know-
hopeful. That's my
oh,
thought.
okay.
well, but okay, I've got I guess there's that. I got a little bit of a
Or-
different.
I know what Gary's approach is. They wanted the tax loss right at the end of the year.
Oh no, actually,
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of
I didn't
that.
think about that.
So that is a good point. No, I was going to go down the road of because I'm seeing quite a few posts lately of like, hey, we want your Fox body, right? Like we'll
yeah.
buy your Fox body type posts, and it's always these dealers, and I think it's almost like when a new iPhone comes out, right? And you get that first buyer that just has to have it. They don't care if they're going to spend $2,500 on that phone. They're buying it. Right. And then whatever, the next handful of folks come in and buy it. And then it settles out wherever it needs to settle out. I think we're getting to the point where, people are paying attention to this and it's getting on people's radars, and they're like, maybe they don't know, or they have an idea what a Fox body is, but don't really know, and they're not whatever up to speed. And maybe that was one of these where it was just like, oh man, these things are going for crazy coin. I see it all the time. buy it for whatever, we'll make money on it. I hate to tell you
Yeah.
this, but you got stung.
Yeah.
Chris, I was just going to say about your, you thinking it went for 80 or like it was moved from NJ trucking or whatever for 80. I think a fairer number is, I think 100. Like, just, I don't know why my mind goes that way, but I'm just like, you got guy in
I
New
hear you,
Jersey,
but
guy in California,
if
100K
you,
real quick, and he thought he could get 120 for it.
I don't know, man, because like if you read the comments on BAT, they were the same dealer sold the black notch that went for like 80 odd some, I think, and there was another one. So like the dealership, they know Fox bodies, at least they claim that they have been around them forever, and they are the ones that, you know what I mean, can get these ultra low mile clean examples thereof. And I feel like they would have been, if that holds true, they would have been the exact same mindset that we were on the podcast, that car wasn't worth more than 75 or 80 out in the market. And the auction literally just validated 100% what we said. So not only did we forecast that, the general public and the bidding public validated that. So either how do you make a $20,000-$30,000 mistake? That, you know what I mean? That's a pretty big mistake to make, in my opinion. Like if you're a dealer and you're thinking, is it worth paying 100 thinking you're only going to get 120 out of it?
Right.
Because even if NJ took the 25,000 that I am assuming what I think they did, then NJ made out way better than these guys. You know what I mean? There's just less and less left on the table every time that it jumps hands. But I don't know. There's probably more to it that we don't know about. Could be taxes, could be money that just needed to get moved around for somebody. Did NJ ever own the fucking car?
Yeah, let's give me my question. Did they ever actually own that thing?
Yeah.
Like all they had to do was pretend like the other people, you know what I mean, bought it, or somebody bought it, they made a little agreement or whatever, and just like, hey dude, like throw this fucking number up there so that way, you know what, if it gets bid to, you know what I mean, 80, we're all making money. Like that's what I'm curious to know. What was the reserve? Because that's what none of us know. Bring a Trailer knows. We need some inner info there.
I will not hack Bring a Trailer for you.
Do an audit.
Yeah.
Was the first seller, like the first Bring a Trailer go around, was that like the original owner, or was that a dealer too?
I think so it wasn't Bring a Trailer. It was on, and it wasn't Cars and Bids either. It was some like hole in the wall auction site.
Oh.
Yeah. It was like almost like those local ones that I see occasionally, like around here, where they get like a lot of some businesses stuff, and it looked like that was what they were selling.
It almost seems like one of those, like maybe dude had it in like Auto Trader, posted for like a decent amount, and somebody gave him a call and said, hey, post it up on this auction site, you're gonna, we'll get you all this exposure and we'll sell it for what you're looking for. And dude got, well, based on what I know now, I think 48.5 or whatever it sold for was a pretty reasonable purchase. And that's, at the end of the day, the tap doesn't have much left to give.
Yeah.
If we were black on black 93, dude, completely different story. Like, not to take away from the color or anything, because I think it is a unique combo, but the masses want to see black on black. They want to see they want to see last year 93 black on black fully loaded.
Yeah. It's I mean, hell, even if it was I don't know, did we do the math on that? If it was the original owner, right, and it sold for 48.5, it's probably bought for what, 16? Yeah.
16 probably. Yeah, mine was like 12,000 something.
He
I
didn't
have the
make any
voided
money.
check.
He didn't enjoy the car, and he didn't make any money.
I know. I was just going to run your math.
$1,000 a year, so it's 30,000 plus the 15 is
28.
45. I think we did do the math.
28,000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 15,000. Jeez. You know, it's been a long day when 15,000 and then
Sure.
plus 28,000. Yeah, 43. He made $3,500. If you use your math system, but still pretty wild to think though, hey?
It's crazy it's sold for that much, but like not to enjoy it. And if you're not going to enjoy it, why didn't you store it properly?
Yeah.
You know, I think, and there's no way dude forecasted that either. Something must have happened.
Yeah.
Because if that was the purpose of that car, it should have gone up. You know what I mean? 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about some of those wrapper cars that MPD has. Like, what would they go for?
Oh shit, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't they claim to have the first and last Fox too?
Yeah.
Well, first and last 87 to 93 or whatever.
Yeah.
79.
Or is it
79? Yeah. 79 to 93.
Yeah.
Oh, right. It's the first 79 and the last.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that's a pretty wild claim to fame.
Yep.
Japers. Okay, buddy. Well, listen, maybe we'll wrap on this. One more question for you. Do you think we should keep doing the pod or should we throw in the towel?
You got to keep doing it. It's always interesting to hear it like every time because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get strictly Fox body stuff or strictly, I call it like the man stuff. You know, you don't know which one you're going to get. And it's interesting to like, okay, which one am I going to get this time? Sometimes it's a mix of both. Like you get surprised and it's a little bit of Mustang Fox body stuff and a little bit of the man, I call it the man stuff. Like, where
you know what I would absolutely love? I would love to hear a story. Someone send us an email or a DM or come up to us at a show and say, hey, I never owned a Fox body, nor did I ever know what the fuck a Fox body was. I started listening to your podcast and went down the rabbit hole, and now I own a Fox. If that happens, I think that's the goal.
Yeah.
That'd be my goal of this podcast, is to be able to like literally grab somebody out in the wild outside of our demographic or target market or whatever and completely transform them. Poor bastards.
Yeah, if they weren't poor before, they're going to be poor now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like I didn't know what Detch anything was until I started listening to the podcast and then started listening and I was like, man, that sounds so cool. Wish I could, like would have known all that stuff about Detch before.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll take that.
Yeah, like now I really want a Detch body kit for my car. So
well, hey, let me know.
Heck yeah. No, that's cool to hear, buddy. Because yeah, sometimes like from our perspective, right? You're like, geez, how much out there is there to cover, right? And Chris and I like talk about this in the YouTube land too at times, right? But I don't know. It's like the other side of this too, and I mean I can say this with hand on heart because he and I are just fresh off seeing each other, and like what you hear on here, especially when it's just me and him, is a carbon copy of like what he and I bullshit about when the two of us are together. You know, like we a little bit of cars here, maybe it's a lot of cars here, then it's life stuff, and it's what are you doing over here? How do you think about this? here's what pissed me off or whatever, so it's cool to hear that. I guess it translates well to, folks that are listening.
Yeah. I'm always curious too, like whenever like what you guys would think about some of the mods I did in my car, but we'll have to do that another time.
Yeah.
Round 2.0.
Yeah.
Maybe this is our trend going forward. We do our yearly recap and whatever, try to make something a little different about it every year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Cool.
No, dude, this was
Definitely
awesome. Thanks
appreciate
so
it.
much for doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
No,
problem.
thanks for, I guess, the support and actually listening that much that you could come up with those types of questions.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised that like some of you, one or two of them, you're like, oh, I haven't thought about that in a while.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is awesome, buddy. Thanks so much for the recommendation. I think, going into this, especially coming off of me doing trains, planes, and automobiles and everything Chris has got going on too, is like, man, how do we make something special going into, the wind up of the year and Christmas and everything? So I think this is a good one. Home run.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay, buddy. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Eric, thanks for taking the time and putting in all those long, hard hours listening to two Canadians yip it up on pods and put all the questions together. And maybe we'll finish her off with a very Merry Christmas to everybody out there. We'll probably talk to you before the new year, but in case we don't, Happy New Year. And thanks for all your support, guys. It's been a good year.
Yep, absolutely. Merry Christmas.
All right. Okay. Thanks, guys.